What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live watch along. And today, people, it's the Eddie Nketiah derby. It is Arsenal against Crystal Palace from the carpet, midweek football. We don't know what day it is because of the bank holiday Monday. Is it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? At the end of the day, it's all preparation for the Champions League game next week, people. Let's be real. No one's too bothered about this game, but we are here. And listen, we'll see how the game goes, people. Big up to everyone locked in the community. Hope you are well. Hope you're having a great day. Looking forward to the game. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And get those likes up, people. And good to be back. Always good to be doing watch-alongs rather than the day-to-day stuff that we we do on a daily basis, people. But yeah, listen, we're here, people. Hope everyone's well. Big up everyone in the community as always. Appreciate you locked in. We have got some news regarding Thomas Partey, people. Thomas Partey. We have Thomas Partey news, and hopefully I will talk about that shortly. The Burgundy and Gold love to see it. What is going on with Waneri? Mark my words. We'll talk about that, don't worry. The on-steam bomber has dropped. I'm waiting for you guys to turn up, and then we'll talk about that. Let's just talk briefly about the starting 11, which is interesting. Oh, big up Lonia, man. Sorry to hear your sad news, man. I appreciate you locked in, bro. Let's talk about the Arsenal starting 11 because Arteta has gone very strong, which I'm very surprised about. David Raya in goal. Back four. Timber, Lewis Skelly, Kivior and Saliba. Full strength goalkeeper and the back four, which I'm very surprised that he didn't go a little bit weaker and give people a bit of a rest. The midfield, Partey, Rice and Odegaard. Full strength midfield as well, people. What do you guys think about that? Full strength midfield. And then the forward line today is Raheem Sterling gets a start. Martinelli and Trossard. What do you guys make about that, people? Very interesting. How is Sterling? I'm just looking at that. How is Sterling? How is Sterling playing ahead of Waneri? I really don't get that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, to be honest. I don't understand why you would play Raheem Sterling ahead of Waneri. I said this the other day, people. Waneri, they need to make sure they treat this guy correctly because I don't think they're looking after him. I could see Waneri leaving Arsenal if this sort of setup continues. Why would he be on the bench and Raheem Sterling's getting a start? And we know Sterling isn't going to get game time at Arsenal next season. We're not going to sign him. There's just no way. So, yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I'm really not sure about that. What's good? Oh, is the mic messing up a little bit? Let me. Do you know what? I got a new laptop. And I thought it just automatically connected to it. Let me just make sure. Let me mute it and listen back. It must have picked up the computer mic. Give me a sec. Understand. Well, I've just changed it over. Hopefully it works better now, people. Let me know if it sounds any better now. It was on the computer mic. Let me know if that sounds any better. But yeah, it should be all right. If not, we'll figure it out afterwards, people. Apologies. It should be fine now, definitely. But yeah, Sterling, Martinelli, and Trossard is the front three, people. Sterling, on the right, they listed it as, with Martinelli on the left and Trossard up front. Does that sound better, right? Okay, cool. Let me know. I appreciate it. And yeah, Sterling plays. Waneri on the bench. A little bit disappointed with that. I think Waneri should be getting more game time. Man said, forget the laptop, get that dishwasher. Don't worry, the dishwasher soon land, people. The dishwasher soon land. We'll get there. Maybe we'll win the title. I got and celebrate by getting a dishwasher. You know, we'll do that. But yeah, listen. I suppose you got to look at Raheem Sterling. He might have to offer something off the bench against PSG. He hasn't played for a while. It is what it is. I just hope he plays well. I just don't think he's as good on the right as he is on the left. He's far better on the left. What do you guys make of this Arsenal team? I mean, realistically, apart from Saka and Marino, who's not available, we'll get into that. This would be our strongest team. Do you agree with him turning up with the strongest 11 near enough against Crystal Palace? I suppose, listen, we've got a 6-day break after this before PSG. I watched the highlights of PSG last night and they played full strength. They were at full strength last night pretty much. So and they play again on Friday. So Luis Enrique is obviously thinking that the players need to continue to play and keep fit. But there's an element of risk attached to it. The Arsenal bench, Neto, Zinchenko, Tierney, Gower, Francis, Butler, Nwaneri, Saka drops to the bench, and Caballero. So just to give you the news, no Mikel Merino and no Ben White. We will get into that. I haven't been able to find out much regarding Ben White. I am looking at the moment, but Merino apparently has got a knock and they're going to rest him. Apparently it's a minor knock. Arsenal decided to rest him. I don't think it's anything to worry about in terms of Merino. In terms of Ben White, I'm just going to look for some news on that. Now, listen, big up to everyone locked in. Hope you're well. Appreciate your support as always, each and every time. We kick off in 45 minutes. Let's talk about the breaking news from David Ornstein regarding Thomas Partey. Let's talk about that, people, because it's just broken and we want to talk about the news as it lands, people. David Ornstein, Arsenal want Thomas Partey to stay and are in talks over a new contract. The 31-year-old midfielder is happy at Arsenal and the family are enjoying London life. The Ghana international is open to an improved 2-year deal or a 1+1 year deal and will consider alternative options if an agreement cannot be struck. Listen, I said it on this show so many times. Anybody who tuned in yesterday to the show that we did, me and Cecil, he said, what do you think we should do with Partey? I said, well, who are you replacing him with? Okay, Zubimendi. Is Zubimendi better than him? We don't know. This has to be 1+1. It has to be 1+1. It's a 1-year deal with a 1-year option. The only thing that I don't like is improved. Nah. You can't get better terms than you're on right now, bro. You're on 200 grand a week. You can't give Partey 250 grand a week or 220. It's got to be you get the same dough. You get the same money. You can't get a pay rise. He's 31. 200 grand a week is crazy. Apart from Saudi, you can't get that money anywhere else. So it's got to be a 1-year deal with a 1-year option. 200 grand a week, same money. You give him a little signing on fee and you keep it moving. That's it. There has to be an agreement there, though, for me. I would have almost said, look, mate, you got to take a pay cut. But the problem is, as I said, there's a lot of rumours that Barcelona, Juventus, AC Milan, they all want him on a free. Usually when you sign a player on a free, you get a pay rise because they don't have to pay the money for you. So these clubs are probably offering him 250, 270, 280. So his agent is obviously going to use that against Arsenal and say, we want a pay rise. So I think you've got to give him maybe a signing on fee. I wouldn't be giving him much more money, but I think Arsenal have to keep him. I think this is good news. I agree with South London Finest. It feels like Berta. Berta's probably said, brother, I work with this guy at Atletico Madrid. You can't let him leave. You can't let him leave. So improved, not just, okay, yeah, maybe. Ghana International open to improved 2-year deal or 1+1. Am I reading that right? I'm reading that as improved terms, or are you guys reading that as just improved length of contract? Because people are saying to me maybe he's not talking about more money. Maybe he's talking about just a longer length of contract. I think he is talking about better money as well. Improved terms, bro. Open to improved 2-year. No, he wants better money. It's natural. You sign a new deal at a club, you ask for more money. Of course you do. I want improved terms on that contract. But anyway, I think it's great news. If Arsenal, and it could be better bonuses, not necessarily your basic wage. Arsenal could say, look, signing on fee, couple million quid. Your win bonus, your goal bonus, your clean sheet bonus will all be higher, but you'll get the same weekly wage. 1-year option at the end of 1 year, that's perfect for Arsenal. If he gets injury prone next season, you get rid of him next summer. If he does well, you give him an option for the second season. I think this would be outstanding business for Arsenal. Imagine Arsenal sign Zubimendi and keep Thomas Partey. Imagine us going into next season with Zubimendi, Partey, Declan Rice and Marino. Jorginho obviously moves on. That's 4 quality centre mids, although obviously Marino in midfield has not been perfect. But listen, I think it's good news. I think it's good news. The way he's played this season, you can't just be letting him walk out. And listen, I can see the comments, right? I read the comments. You know we're not a channel that ignores real conversation. There's people saying in the comments not happy about Arsenal giving him a new deal because obviously the accusations. Let's put it this way, right? You would think that Arsenal will have done their due diligence into those accusations in the thought that he is going to be found not guilty. You would think that. I'm not going to ignore people saying that because it's real life. It's real talk. There's accusations there. He gets booed at every away ground. We know. Cool. Arsenal must think that this isn't going to go anywhere because it would be a PR disaster for Arsenal to give this guy a new contract and then something crazy happens regarding that. So, listen, it's we don't know the full situation, so it's very difficult to talk about. But of course, I can see a lot of you saying it in the comments. We will discuss it on this channel if it's there. But yeah, Shannon Sharp said, yo, Shannon Sharp, madness. It's all mad. Leahy said, I have no issue letting him go, but I hope they sell him next year and get the money. Let's see. I suppose it will depend how next season goes. That's the thing. Big up Ed, big up the community. Yeah. Big up everyone locked in. Thomas Partey and Arsenal in talks over a new contract, either a 2-year deal or a 1-year deal with a 1-year option. What do you guys think regarding that? Arsenic, would you sign Nketiah for free as a backup for Havertz? No, and hell no. That's my answer. By the way, you just said as backup for Havertz, mate. Mikel Merino is our #1 striker until further notice. So Havertz is the backup for Merino. And then we sign Gyökeres and yeah. So no, I wouldn't sign Nketiah if you gave me £500 right now, cash. 10 grand, I'd probably still say maybe not. Highly wanted criminal. The party goes on. He is not effing leaving. He wants them trophies, man. Let's hope we're Champions League winners. Grant said open to an improved deal. Obvious agent plan. Well, he's going to start applying pressure. That's the job of the agent. That's understandable. His contract runs out at the end of June. He's been our best midfielder this season. They're going to start applying pressure to Arsenal. Clubs want him. Clubs are offering him $250 a week. Free transfer. They've got to. Lay, I'm very surprised with your angle there. He said, as a fan base, we have to be comfortable letting good players go. This is how we get better. I thought you'd be quite happy with the news. You sound like you're quite open to him leaving. With the season he's had, it's very difficult for them to let him go. Keep Partey F, what you heard, best DM in the Prem. After Rodri, I would agree. House of King, Curtis Arsenal is a billion-dollar enterprise. They have the resources to investigate anything. Let's stop playing cop duties. I mean, yeah. Sometimes, yeah, I mean, yeah and no. Yes and no. Salman said, this is the first time I agree with Lane, my brother. Listen, give me the explanation. Give me the explanation. Do you just feel that we hang on to players for too long and sometimes we've got to let them go while they still have some value? That's kind of how I'm reading what you're saying. But anyway, we'll come back to that. Big up to everyone locked in, 2.5K. As I said, for those of you just tuned in, Arsenal have a couple of players missing tonight from the squad entirely, and we're just gonna quickly delve into the reasons why these guys are not involved tonight. The first one is Mikel Merino, aka Juan Percy, who can't stop getting goals and assists at the moment. But apparently he's got a small knock that requires a few days rest. He will not be in the Arsenal squad tonight. Mikel Juan Percy. Mikel Merino's goals and assists everywhere at the moment, people. Slight knock, needs a break, no problem. 6 days rest should be fine for PSG. Nothing to worry about. And obviously Arsenal needed to use this as an opportunity to not involve everybody. There's no point playing everybody in this game. I'll be totally honest. I would have rested more players than what Arteta has rested tonight. I think he could have used it as an opportunity to rest more players. I get it. 6 days break. You want people to stay honest, stay competitive, stay sharp. PSG played last night. They were 90% of their first team played the game. So Luis Enrique obviously thinks PSG need to keep playing, keep active. But again, I suppose Timber would have rested if Ben White was fit, you would imagine. So maybe Ben White not being available is the reason that Timber plays. And maybe he didn't want to play Partey at right back because we've seen how that goes. And it never usually works. So, yeah, it's interesting. But Mikel Merino not in the squad tonight. Aaron said, I think he's the best and safest option on the market. If we lose the midfield dynamic and the forward dynamics next season, it would be a disaster. Now, that's a great point. Sometimes you've got to think in football. When certain parts of your team are working, you don't want to pull it apart. We could end up with a new left winger and a new striker next season, right? So that means that front line's got to figure itself out. What Arteta probably doesn't want to do is pull the midfield apart as well, and that has to settle itself as well. So he probably wants continuity in midfield, whilst maybe changing the attack. It's Footy Not Soccer says, fam, I don't even get it. There is literally nothing that confirms that those accusations were even about him in the first place. It could all be chat. As I say, allegedly, accusations, that's all I ever say, bro. That's all I ever say. But you know what it's like. You know how it is, unfortunately. Yeah, Saturday night. I've got to figure it out here. Because basically it's the Copa del Rey final Saturday night. Real Madrid Barcelona. So my plan was maybe to do a watch along for that, but then obviously Chris Eubank against Ben, I think is around 10 o'clock. 10:30, so the football might run into the boxing, which means I may have to make a choice of doing one or the other. Unless we could go split screen, though, to be honest, when the boxing comes on and move the football to the tablet. So yeah, maybe we do split screen. Yeah, that would actually make sense. If not Arsenal, would you still be a full-time YouTuber? Maybe. But obviously, being an Arsenal fan, it's easy because Arsenal have so much news. You just never run out of news. I think Arsenal is the easiest Premier League football club to be a content creator for. Probably along with Man United as well. I think if you're a Man United content creator or Arsenal, you are never gonna turn up and go, I haven't got a lot to talk about. I mean, you're overloaded sometimes. So yeah, I think Man United and Arsenal, you can't go wrong. The only thing I would say for anybody now who wants to do content is the market is saturated at the moment. I think the Arsenal content creator space is an oversaturated market. That doesn't mean you can't start and still be successful, but there's just so many people putting out content now. But there's so much to talk about. Ash said, what's your thoughts on United getting Cunha? You guys know, man, I wanted Cunha at Arsenal. I'm not going to cap. I think Cunha is a goal scorer, a dribbler. He can shoot. He's aggressive. He's got skill. Mid-20s, 14 goals, I believe, this season. I would have taken him all day long. But it looks like he's going United. I don't think Arsenal want an attacking midfield. They're going to stick with Odegaard and go that way. So, yeah, that's what I think. In terms of Cunha, now's a good time to be a Real Madrid channel. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many channels they've got. I would imagine there's a lot. That shows Cunha's ambition. Sometimes you can only be as ambitious, as the choices you have. So we're sitting there going, Cunha, why the hell would you go to Man United? Cunha might not have many options. Do you know what I mean? And if you're at Wolves and Man United want you, you're going to leave Wolves for Man United. You'll probably treble his wages. It's still Man United. You know. But I think he is going to go there. But I don't think we're in for him. If they get Cunha and Osimhen, that'll give them a chance. I'll give them a chance. YouTube is saturated, but only you are watchable. Listen, I appreciate the compliment. There are some very good content creators in the space that, offer different things. Oh, man. Jeez, Nunandinho, can you give a shout out to my son? Would have been 13 today. I lost him recently, Big C, with which the community showed love. Nunandinho, man, sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that, man. And I appreciate you having the strength to still tune in and comment. And I hope the community show you love. I know you've been in the comments for a long time, so I hope you're well, man. You're in our prayers. Come on. Big up, man. Big up. And appreciate your message. Hope you're well. Hope you're as well as can be. Yeah, man. Big up the community showing love and respect, man. Prayers, but yeah, man, 100%. Crazy. I didn't even know that Nunandinho, I must have missed it before, so my apologies. But yeah, I hope you're well, man. I hope you're well. Wow, that threw me off. Nunandinho, man. Jeez. Ben White, let's talk Benny Blanco, people. He's having a tough season. I actually saw a story that Ben White, and I don't know how true this is, it could be paper talk, but I saw a story that Ben White could potentially be sold by Arsenal this summer. I don't know how much I believe that. But I saw something that basically they were saying, World Cup year, Ben White can't afford to sit on the bench. I don't think Ben White will be at the point where he's already thinking I'll leave Arsenal. He has to look at it and go, most of this season he's been injured. It's not like he's just sat on the bench all season and we've just left him there. He was playing right back. Timber was at left back. Then he got injured for 3.5 months and Timber took his place and he never got back in the team. And at the moment, Timber looks a better defender. We're not forgetting how good Ben White was when he was in the team and his excellent link-up with Saka on that right-hand side. What do you guys make of the Ben White situation? I mean, is he... I think this summer would be too soon for Ben White to turn around and say, I'm leaving. I think he's still got a lot to offer the club. Top quality at right back, good backup player at centre back. I think the problem is he going to be willing to be a squad player at Arsenal? And at the moment, you would have to say he's a squad player. He doesn't get in at right back over Timber, and I don't think he gets in at left back ahead of Lewis Skelly, and he doesn't get in at centre back. So, it's interesting. It is interesting. I think we're at least 12 months away from him being in a situation where he was thinking maybe I need to move on. It's disappointing that he can't get fit. There was rumours that Arsenal delayed this operation to try and allow him to play through the season. It wasn't working. They ended up giving him the operation. And to be honest, since he came back from that, he just hasn't looked the same. Even when he's played, I've been like, Ben White looks a bit rusty, man. I'm not sure he's ready. And he keeps having these setbacks. Arsenal may be better off just kind of saying, just have a break. Let's get it right. What's the point? We keep bringing him back and then he comes out again. So, yeah, listen, I wouldn't be selling Ben White. I think the interesting thing would be, if you ever got in that situation, who would buy him? How much money would you get for him? That would be my interesting thought, really. You're right. Sometimes football opens up opportunities, like if he doesn't get injured, Lewis Skelly's probably not in the Arsenal team because Timber would have been at left back. So in life, sometimes you have to take opportunities when other people, can't do it. Nunandinho said, thanks for all the love. 3 points on their way to heaven, hopefully, and a Champions League. Blessings, bro. Blessings to you and the family, of course. Joba said, big up Nunandinho. Although it's sad, it's always needed to have reminders there's more to life than football. Let's cherish our loved ones, appreciate life and the good things. Blessings to you all. Come on, bro. 100%. Solomon, I've been watching football a long time. Can you explain to me why 4-4-2 has been binned? I simply don't understand it. Is it really all because of Pep and 2012 Barca? I've said this for a long time. I totally agree with you. 4-4-2, there's a lot of clubs that I think should have gone for 4-4-2 at different times. But football is very much people seem to follow each other. So Mourinho and Pep are the ones that I really saw do it. And then Rafa Benitez did it a lot as well. The whole thing with the European game was you have to win the midfield battle. If you don't win the midfield battle, you lose the game. That was the whole thought process. You can't play two in midfield. You've got to play three. Chelsea were rocking up with, Lampard, Makelele and Michael Essien. Your 4-4-2s were then getting dominated. Lampard's in the 10. No one's marking him, goals galore. Then Barcelona turned up. Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, can't get the ball off them. Triangles, bopping it round you, blah, blah, blah. I think there is definite space in football for one of the big clubs to go to say, listen, I'm going back to 4-4-2. If you've got two centre midfielders with a great engine, then I think you can go back to two strikers and say, listen, we're going to score goals. Two strikers, two wingers, back to basics. But it takes bravery because as you've seen now, 80-90% of these managers, they're obsessed with having the ball 65-70% possession. And a lot of the time with 4-4-2, it's difficult to do that because you don't have that extra midfielder. So you have to move the ball quicker. So it's aimed at scoring goals rather than keeping possession. Now, we have seen teams play 4-4-2. Leicester played 4-4-2, won the league. Atletico Madrid a lot of times have played 4-4-2. Inter play a 3-5-2. So they play the back three and then two wing backs with two strikers, which can work as well. So I think there's room for it. I really think there's room for it. But and Ash, I think you're spot on. I think Declan Rice would be a perfect centre mid in a 4-4-2. You put another high energy, high quality centre mid next to him, then I think you can do it. But yeah, everything seems to be if Pep does it, then everyone else does it, and Pep's not doing it. It's interesting, when we were talking about Ben White, there was quite a few of you in the chat saying get rid of him, which I was surprised. Arsene, it said Ben White slows the game too much. Indecisive passer. Interesting. London Runs Boxing Shorts says, question, win today, give Liverpool a guard of honour, or lose and Spurs do the Guard of Honor. And I saw that. I didn't realise that it fell that we're going to end up doing the Guard of Honor, basically. If Liverpool don't win the league tonight. Is that correct? The Guard of Honor is the following game to... Let me see. I believe if Liverpool win the league against Tottenham, yeah, the Guard of Honor is against us, which is horrible. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. That's not nice. That's not nice. But listen, I'll be honest, people. I'll do the Guard of Honor. Well done, Liverpool. Just give me that Champions League. Oh, is it Chelsea? I thought the Guard of Honor was only... Oh, Chelsea are playing them next, yeah. So maybe we won't have to do it. Maybe we won't have to do it. Or is it every game? I don't know how it works. I thought it was the game after you win the title you did the Guard of Honor. And they got their game after Tottenham at the weekend is Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. But then we are the first home game for them after Tottenham. I don't know. Listen, who cares? Who cares? I'll be honest. I'm an Arsenal fan. You think I ain't seen worse than Arsenal giving a Guard of Honor to Liverpool for winning the title? No. We're in a Champions League semi-final. That's my only focus. Give them the Guard of Honor. Clap them. Well done. Best team in the league. Won the title. Keep it moving. I don't care. Apparently, it's every game. Apparently, it's every game. So, I don't mind. No, I want us to win today. Thoughts on Ashton Hall? Internet sensation, isn't he? You know what I mean? Jumps out the pool and ice and all that. Fair play, man. You can't knock the hustle, you know? Now, I want Arsenal to win today. I don't care about, oh, let's lose today so they win the title tonight and we miss a Guard of Honor. Win the game. Win the game. We got PSG next week. We need momentum. We need form. We need players to be at it. So, refuse to do it. Yeah. I mean, I think it's just, I think you have to. I've always said I don't have any major problem with Liverpool, to be honest. I actually respect them as a club. Been to Anfield a few times. I think they've got a solid fan base, good history. I don't think their fan base has completely covered themselves in glory with the Trent situation. But I suppose when it's not a player of the club you support, sometimes you don't see it the way they see it. So I have no problem. Just give them the Guard of Honor. They've won the league. Keep it moving. But Atletico refused to give the Guard of Honor to Real Madrid. Yeah, I mean, theirs is a bit different, isn't it? There's a bit different. That hatred really runs deep, man. Look, MJ's back. How many Guard of Honors you, man, going to do? Don't let us win the Champions League, MJ. Trust me. Don't let us win that Champions League. He-Man said, Timber is the best right back in the world, but Blanco offers more going forward. The overlapping run frees up Saka and his ball skill with Odegaard. He does link up very well. I think Ben White going forward still had a better connection with Saka than quite what Timber has going forward. But is Timber the best right back in the world? He's definitely up there. I'd say defensively, definitely. I think Trent and Hakimi are better than him going forward. I Am King said, bring back attacking midfielders. I want to see the next Ozil or David Silva. Them guys seem to be gone, don't they? Them guys don't seem to be in the game at the moment, to be honest. I think they were sort of seen as luxury players, those number 10s. So, yeah, I don't think you'll see many of those players for a little while, to be honest. Big up to everyone locked in, man. Great numbers already. 3,300 locked in. Don't forget, for those of you that missed it, Arteta has spoken, actually. We'll get to that in a sec. For those of you that missed it, Ornstein put out a tweet saying that Arsenal are in talks to give Thomas Partey a new contract. He wants either a 2-year deal or a 1-year option, or a 2-year deal or a 1-year deal with a 1-year option. So I think that's solid for Arsenal's midfield. Arteta has confirmed Marino and Ben White are unfit to face Crystal Palace. They couldn't be involved. If not, they would have been. Unfortunately, after the game versus Ipswich, we had some issues and they are both not fit to be involved. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens. Big C, would you take Wharton for next season? Depends how much, man. Depends how much. I don't think he's been as good this season. Last season, he was a revelation. This season, he's had injury problems. Yeah, Marino and Ben White, they're probably gone away for the week. We know Ben White loves a holiday. Chris said, Curtis, I believe we will beat Bilbao and win the Europa League, get a quality striker. I don't mind Delap. Better than Højlund, has double digits in goals for a relegated team. With United, I wouldn't be surprised if they won the Europa League. They've just got that knack of being able to nick trophies even when their team's not good. And I actually don't think Bilbao are all that, to be honest. So it wouldn't surprise me. In terms of the striker, I'll be honest. And listen, I have no horse in this race, but I don't think Delap. If Man United are only going to sign one striker, I wouldn't be signing Liam Delap. I think if they win the Europa League and get in the Champions League, you don't go and sign Liam Delap. I think if you needed two strikers, then yeah, Delap and sign someone else. But surely United go for somebody like Osimhen, who's got 64 million release clause. But we'll see. Listen, Delap's the kind of player I think you sign if you don't make the Champions League. What if Gyökeres chooses Chelsea or Barca and we get Osimhen? Bro, let me tell you something, MJ. I know most of the time you're trolling Arsenal, but I'm excited that we're being linked with Gyökeres, but I've already got that thing in my head that don't start getting carried away that Gyökeres is coming to Arsenal, because I've seen Barcelona linked with Gyökeres, and a lot of Arsenal fans are saying, yeah, but Barcelona ain't got no money. I said, yeah, but they didn't have money last season, and they signed Dani Olmo for 50 million. Barcelona find money. They're moving into the new stadium. I'm sure they've signed massive deals. The money's there. If they feel it's the time to replace Lewandowski, I've seen Gyökeres before saying Barcelona is his dream club. So, and Osimhen, Man United seem to be on that. Arsenal don't seem to be interested in Osimhen for some reason. But listen, I hope that Berta does the business and takes over these situations and we end up with Gyökeres. If we ended up with Sesko, I'd still be very disappointed. Tarun said, big up Curtis, don't get when people say Berta messed up the Felix deal. At the time, he was the top talent. It's buying Averts now. It's very easy to look back and go, oh, you know, he signed João Felix and he flopped. Well, João Felix was one of the best young players in world football when he was at Benfica. I think they paid too much money for him, but they had to get the deal done. I think the problem was João Felix was never going to suit a Diego Simeone system. So I have no problem with that. We've also got to look. This is the same guy that signed Rodri, the same guy that signed Oblak, the same guy that sold Griezmann for 120 million and signed him back for 35 million. The same guy that signed Diego Costa, who was a monster. So, listen, every single sporting director will make mistakes. As long as the majority are working, I've got no problem. I have no problem. When João Felix went to Atletico, I wanted him at Arsenal. So I was like, this guy's unreal. Under Arsene Wenger, João Felix, he would have been incredible. It just didn't suit that team, and now he can't seem to get his career on track, can he? Anyway, Jan said, I'm not gonna lie, if we win the Champions League, I'm gonna get a huge tattoo on my thigh of the trophy with the faces of some of the players and the Cone Man too. I'm manifesting it. Yay, I respect it. I respect it. I said it. Build that guy's statue if he wins the Champions League. Simple as that. Build the statue. Keep it moving. Darrow Shaw, you're clearly not aware of the Olmo situation. Listen, I read that there was crazy payment structures. They're having difficulty registering him and all sorts of things. But reality is they got the guy to the club. And I read something that Barcelona are selling all their VIP boxes to a lot of the Saudis for big, big money. And they're selling them for like 10 years. You know what I mean? So imagine the millions and millions of pounds. Imagine the season ticket sales. They've been playing in Espanyol's stadium, which holds around 30,000. The new camp is going to be 90,000. So all those tickets, Barca are going to have money, man. I'm telling you, Barca will have money this summer. Would Arteta be unsackable? Well, he would have some. He would definitely have some time. Does Arsenal need new training staff? That's a difficult question, Carl, because I've heard behind the scenes that Arsenal have some very good coaches, Cuesta and those guys. What I would like to see is some sort of situation around the injuries and the medical side, because we get so many injuries, it's unbelievable. I think a lot of that comes down to not rotating the squad enough. I think that would help. MJ, also, how long does Arteta last if PSG beat you? I mean, at the moment we're in a good situation, so I don't want to. Oh, it's not Espanyol. Sorry, they're in the. And the boxes are already sold. There you go. Salman knows he's living over there. So, if we were to lose to PSG, it would be very difficult for me to want him at the club next season. And that sounds very harsh. I wouldn't be basing it purely on losing to PSG, because PSG are a good team. They beat Liverpool. I would be basing it on a 5th season of no trophy and a 5th season of not even a cup final. So, but he's going to be here regardless. So realistically, when people ask me that question, my opinion will not affect anything that happens to his future at the club. Mustafa, by the way, you've said this to me a few times. I've answered your question, so I'm really not sure why you're coming back with this. But I gave you the explanation, my friend. I said the apology will be when I see him lifting a trophy. And I don't mean the Florida Cup. I don't mean the Dubai Cup. I don't mean the Singapore Cup. I mean a serious piece of silverware, my friend. Then he'll get he'll get an apology stream. How about that? How about that, Mustafa? Not only will I apologize, I'll do an apology stream of over 1 hour just saying how great he is as a manager if he wins the Champions League. How about that? Until that point, don't expect no apology, my friend. Stand on business. My question mark over Arteta was, can you get us over the finish line? Until I see that, no apologies, my friend. So, but other channels are available. They'll give you rainbows, buttercups, everything. Other channels are available, Mustafa. I'm just being real. Endrick on loan. I can't see it happening. Well said. Listen, I respect everyone's opinions. I got no problem if he loves Arteta, but you ain't going to get an apology, bro. He said he will win it. I hope he does. 5 years, you know. 5 years, bro. No trophy. Come on, man. I see him. Charles Shaw. I'd prefer Gyökeres, but what makes the Sesko rumours different to Isak? Isak, when we were linked, had an injury-prone record, didn't have prolific numbers, but now we time. And Wes, I said this before. People have thrown this at me in the comments, and I hold my hands up. You can't be wrong and strong, people. People were saying, Curtis, you don't want Sesko, but when we were linked with Isak, you weren't convinced by his numbers. Now you would spend 120 million on him. But we've got to remember that when you sign players like that, there's an element of risk that when you haven't done something, you don't know if they're capable of doing it. When somebody's done something before, you know that they're capable of doing it. So it feels like it's less of a risk. We haven't had a top quality striker since Oba. To go and spend 60 odd million pounds on Sesko, who's never scored more than 15, 16 league goals in the German league, and bringing him to Arsenal and saying, be our main striker, score 20 plus league goals and lead us to a title, that feels very risky. That feels like you might have to wait 2 or 3 years for him to get to that point, if he's even capable of getting to that point. Now, yeah, it could be true. Sesko could come to Arsenal, and within a year, I'm sitting here going, oh my God, the guy's incredible. Glad we never signed Gyökeres. But I think we need to sign somebody that is doing it right now. He scored like 40 goals this season. He was top scorer in the Champions League group stage, scored goals for Sweden. I said for me, Isak, Gyökeres, Osimhen. They were the three for me, personally. And again, it's not gospel. It's just my opinion. Some of you guys might like what you see in Sesko. He's massive. He's 6'5". He's quick for a big guy. It's he might be good at Arsenal. Who knows? We put a lot of crosses in. He might be the guy that we need. Honestly, he might be. But from what I've seen, I'm not convinced by Sesko at all. But we'll see. We will see. For me, Gyökeres, get that celebration to the carpet. Anyway, people, big up to everyone locked in. Hope you're well. 9 minutes until kickoff. The game's on Sky Sports. I'm actually kind of, I don't know how I feel about this game. I'm very laid back. It almost feels like an inconvenience with the PSG game, but I just want to see them play well, score some goals, hopefully no injuries. Who'd be your top 3 dream choices to replace Arteta? If we're talking ones that I think we could get, or, I mean, you're saying dream, so are we looking at anybody? But looking at who's out there and who I think we could get, right? I'm not going to, like, talk about Pep and people like that. We're not going to get Pep. I like Simone Inzaghi. I think he's a brilliant manager. Champions League final, won the league, plays with 2 strikers. I think he's got a brilliant understanding of the game. The other one, and not everybody agrees, but I would take Zinedine Zidane. I'm sorry, there's too much aura. He's very he scores a lot of goals, and I know it was prime Real Madrid. So again, you will always have that discussion, could Zidane do it at a team that doesn't have Ronaldo and Bale and Benzema? But I love Zinedine Zidane. The other one, and some of you guys have said it, I'd love to see Arsenal go and get Jurgen Klopp, but I don't think he would come to another English club. But I think Klopp worked miracles at Liverpool with players that hardly cost anything. You look at his time at Liverpool, there was a lot of times he didn't even get big money. Arsenal seem to have a lot of money at the moment. Imagine what Klopp could do with dough to spend, with that high press, high energy football. Saka, look what he did with Salah. Imagine what he could do with Saka. Imagine what he could do with Martinelli. I just think he would be brilliant. I think he would be brilliant. But we wouldn't get. I don't think we'd get Klopp. I don't think we'd get Zidane either. People saying Ancelotti. I think Ancelotti's tired. I'll be honest. I think Ancelotti is knackered. I think he should go Saudi or go international football or somewhere like that. I don't think Ancelotti. Diego's, yeah, Simeone. I don't think Simeone would work at Arsenal. I just don't. That's why I don't name him. I don't see how the Kroenkes and Simeone would work. He causes chaos, that guy, and he's a brilliant manager. The Kroenkes, I mean, maybe if they just left him to it and said to him and Berta, you two run the club. He's a lunatic of a manager. What about the special one? You know I would have taken him a few years ago, not now. Mancini I like. He's been out of the scene for a little bit, but played good football, won trophies in a number of countries. I like Luis Enrique as well. Yeah, you're spot on. I like Luis Enrique. Alonso, I think, ends up at Madrid. MJ, cheeky bid for Kudus while stocks are low. I think he's very gettable. If I was United, I'd be looking at him on that right wing. Although they've got Ahmad, who's good. We could do with an experienced winger if Anthony leaves. Kudus, how much would West Ham ask for him now while the stocks are low? They were asking for like 70 mil before. Could you get him for maybe 50 mil now? Will said, any thoughts on Gower or Kabaya on the bench? I mean, do these youngsters ever come off the bench? Although Butler came on at the weekend. Ancelotti's going to be available. I think he takes the Brazil job, personally. And Messi, would Henry be a shout? Nah. No. I love Thierry, my favourite ever Arsenal player. Go and watch the stories of what he was doing at Monaco. Don't want Thierry at Arsenal. He'll do an Alan Shearer. Shearer ruined his legacy. Well, he didn't ruin it. He didn't ruin it, but he, as a legend of a player, Shearer went back to Newcastle as manager and relegated them. Thierry was trying to fight players at Monaco. Nah. These little softies like Odegaard, they can't deal with that. As a manager, Thierry ain't him. As a Ghanaian, I don't want Kudus anywhere near Arsenal, says Don. MJ, nah, no players connected to Ten Hag. Yeah, in fact, he managed him at Ajax, didn't he? Big C, would you go for Isak, Sesko, or Sesko and Gyökeres? That's a good point, because Sesko and Gyökeres would probably cost as much as Isak alone would cost. Would I take 2 or 1? Would I take 2 or 1? I feel like I'd take Isak. I like Isak the most out of the 3. His injury record bothers me, but I take Isak. He already managed the young French at the Olympics. Yeah, that's all right. Olympics, you're only with them for like a couple weeks, bro. Day-to-day management, man. Thierry would headbutt Odegaard, bro. He'd beat him up. He wouldn't even need to. He'd probably just run off. Anyway, the players are in the tunnel. They're about to walk onto the pitch. Arsenal against Palace. Remember, just to add context to this game, if Arsenal lose, Liverpool are champions. So a lot of Liverpool fans will be tuned in for this game. Yeah, man. Yesterday, anyone who tuned into the AFTV show that me and Cecil did, there was a Palace fan on there and he said, give me a score prediction. I said 2-1 to Arsenal. The reason I said that is because I thought Arteta would make 5 or 6 changes. And then he goes, in the press conference yesterday, Glasner said Nketiah's going to start up front ahead of Mateta. And I said, okay, I'll take it back 3-0. So I'm going for 3-0. Especially now I've seen how strong a team we've got out. Although Palace team isn't bad. Eze's playing, Wharton's playing, Mitchell's playing. They are quite strong. If Eddie Nketiah scores, I will not be happy, people. I won't. Not in a league game. I don't mind in some Carabao Cup where we're winning, but not in the Prem. He's got 1 Premier League goal this season. So, yeah. Listen, big up to everyone locked in. 3,700 of you tuned in. Amazing support. As always, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Let's get 2,000 likes. Subscribe if you haven't already. And let's watch the game. Laid back settings tonight. Chilled settings. I'm not going to get too hype for this game. And I just want us to get 3 points. A lot of people have been asking, are you that bothered if Arsenal win? No, I am. I want fluidity from Arsenal going into that PSG game. You can't turn form on. If we lost tonight, that's not a good way to go into that. It's not a good way to go into that PSG game. I want Arsenal to win, get no injuries, and going in good form. Amini said, Big C, we're winning the league, but you lot win the Champions League, top man. No problem. No problem. As I said, I have no problem with Liverpool. I'm not even angry that Liverpool have won the league. I'm more, my frustration is more with Arsenal having one very average, in fact, I would say 2 poor transfer windows and didn't go for it. So, listen, Liverpool have lost 2 games. They deserve to win it. Richard said, insane starting Sterling over one of our youngsters. Been saying it for the last week, people. Nwaneri. Surely Nwaneri should have played tonight. Crystal Palace, nothing to play for. Saka's on the bench. Why is Nwaneri not starting? You're playing Raheem Sterling over Nwaneri. Come on. Come on. I know he needs minutes. I mean, you could have played both of them. But yeah. Hopefully he gets a run out. Odegaard catching random strays, beefing with the king, says Jan. And Alfred, I don't see the Isak hype. Has he even come second in the Golden Boot race since coming to the Prem? He plays more wide for Sweden. Gyökeres plays in the 9. That's a good point. It's a good. Listen, it's always going to be difficult to win the Golden Boot in the Premier League when you've got Mo Salah and Erling Haaland. They are monsters in this goal machine thing. I mean, look, Isak got 21 goals last season, and he's got 21 goals this season in 30 games. So he hasn't even played the full 38. I mean, if he played the full 38, I know he's got a few games left. You're talking 25 plus league goals, 6 assists. I mean, that's big numbers, man. I respect those numbers highly. I think only Salah is above him, or maybe Haaland. And you're looking at it going, could he get more goals than that if he played for Arsenal? Sesko has 12 Bundesliga goals. No, thank you. If he'd scored 20 Bundesliga, I might change my mind. People have to remember, like, Timo Werner was scoring 20 plus goals in the Bundesliga. You go and watch German football. They all defend on the halfway line. You play one through ball. You're one-on-one with a goalkeeper. It's a crazy league. Go back and look at his numbers, Timo Werner. Let me give you Timo Werner's 2019-20 season. 34 games, 28 goals, 8 assists. The man had 36 goal contributions in 34 games. Timo Werner. Turbo Timo. He come to the Prem, and last season, 2 goals. Chelsea, 2 seasons, 6 goals and 4 goals. Crazy. Listen, game about to get underway, people. Palace to get us underway. The Eddie and Nketiah derby, people. The Eddie and Nketiah derby. If a man's getting 12 goals in the Bundesliga as your main striker, for me, you need to stay away from that. You know, you stay away from that. Anyway, we're underway, people. Arsenal with a strong team out today. Stronger than I expected. Much stronger than I expected. But let's get the job done and bring on... Will he even bring Saka on? I'm not sure. Or does he just give him a rest? But big up to everyone locked in. We all know how good Isak is, man. We've seen what he's done to us. We've seen what he's done to Liverpool. The guy's a baller. Guy's an absolute baller. Rahel said, Osimhen would be my number 1 target. Yeah, he's a goal scorer, man. I think he gets a big move this summer. I think one of the Prem clubs gets him. Yeah, listen, if anyone's hearing changes to the microphone, I got a new laptop and I did connect the mic, but maybe the settings are not perfect. So I will make sure that's sorted for tomorrow. A lot of you saying it's fine, but some of you saying it sounds a little bit quieter than usual. I have turned the volume up on it, but bear with me if it isn't as good as usual. If you had to pick one, Adebayor and Nketiah or Shamak, it's got to be Adebayor, bro. That guy scored goals, man. Didn't he get 30 goals in all comps one season? Great touch by Martinelli. Pushed to the floor there by Lerma. Free kick to Arsenal. Eddie and Nketiah up front for Palace. Is their problem now, people? Is their problem now? Rob Holding's made 1 appearance for Palace in 1.5 years. Let that sink in. Rob Holding, man. It's funny, isn't it? There are a lot of players that people go, oh, they're good squad players. And they leave Arsenal and their careers just sink. And you go, I told you we should have got rid of them quicker. Do you know what I mean? You look at Rob Holding. He's playing under 23 football. He's on 58 grand a week. No wonder he's not in a rush to leave. He knows he ain't seeing that again. Rob Holding's playing for the under 23s. Callum Chambers in the Championship. Oh, 1-0 to Arsenal. It's Jakub Kiwior, the Polish Maldini. The Kiwi is ripe. What a header that is by Jakub Kiwior. I've always rated this lad. Honestly, since the day we signed him, I said that lad has got a bright future. What a header by Kiwior. 1-0 to Arsenal after just 2 minutes. And he's onside. That is an unbelievable header. He's on like the penalty spot. How's he got so much power in that? That is an outrageous header. I mean, he's unmarked. The defending is shambolic. Jakub Kiwior! Here we go. 1-0 to the Arsenal. That is a great header. Odegaard assist, people. Odegaard assist. Shameless settings. You know what we're about, people. I said it. Kivior saved his future, man. It'll be at Arsenal for the next 4 years. Great finish. I was shocked when he headed that. I was like, nah, you ain't scoring from there. The ball just looped and the keeper couldn't reach it. It's amazing how quick you can turn your career around, you know. Football is a shameless game. Hey, I'm just seeing some stuff now. Sammy Mockbell again. Berta. Apparently, Berta has swayed Arsenal to keep Thomas Partey. Berta seems like he's got some power in that dressing room, man. Conversations are ongoing. According to sources, Berta's arrival as sporting director provided an alternative outlook as to whether Partey could have a future beyond this season. I'm telling you, Berta's moving like Robert De Niro and Goodfellas. It's crazy. Corner to Palace. Berta might actually end up being like one of the biggest appointments that this club have made in terms of the Kroenkes, honestly. He could genuinely be, because we've needed a sporting director like this since David Dein. We haven't had it. We haven't had it. So, Benny Burt's. Corner to Palace, whipped in near post, headed away. Oh, you're right. Confidence. Confidence. What have you done for me lately? Also on the counter-attack, Martinelli. Go on, take him on. What you got? That's good defending. It's great defending. He got bullied there, to be honest. Goes out for a goal kick. Berta definitely has mafia ties. Bro, Jimmy Conway settings, man. I'm telling you, when you sit down with these people, you sit there, you put the contract on the table, you tell Gyökeres, you either sign it or you're getting in the boot of the car. Mafia settings, people. That's how we need to be moving. You see him sign quick enough. Now, Berta's serious, man. Berta's serious. But no, listen, big up to Kivior. I'm actually delighted for him. People think, like, I know I joke about players a lot when they're not playing well and stuff like that. It's information and entertainment. You know how we roll, people. There's nothing personal, but confidence can change people. It really can. And now he's got confidence. He looks a proper player. Without confidence, he looked a shambles. So Kivior gives Arsenal the lead. Would you take Mitchell on a free? I probably would as a squad player. And obviously he's English. You need English players in the squad and things like that. But I'm glad for him. Berta Corleone. I respect it, man. I think Arteta needs somebody to ball over top. What is Raya doing there? I swear Raya wants to be an outfield player. Every time I look at the screen, Raya's off his line. What a terrible ball that was from Odegaard. Does Odegaard think we're playing in yellow? What kind of pass is that? Oh, scruffy defending. Blocked just wide by Palace. Goes out for a corner. Jeez, that is poor defending. We look a bit scrappy here, people. What kind of pass was that from Odegaard? Gave it straight to their player. Even this, the guy's on the floor. I was Trossard let him get out. So scrappy. Deflected shot a yard wide. Loads of empty seats. Listen, exchange today. People couldn't give their tickets away. Honestly. I think these next couple home games, you ain't going to see many Arsenal fans desperate to go and watch. I mean, who have we actually got left? I think we got Newcastle at home. Newcastle, Bournemouth and PSG remaining home games. Corner whipped in. Oh, Eddie heads it wide. What the hell is David Raya doing there? What is he doing? Why are you coming out for that? Look at him. As if you were going to get that. Anyway, Eddie heads it wide. Raya needs to be careful there. Newcastle at home is just a scouting mission of Isak again. And by that point, we'll know whether we're in the Champions League final. So what you might find is, if we get to the Champions League final, a lot of people want to watch our home games just to get an opportunity to see the team before they go to the final. So I reckon if we get past PSG, you'll see a lot of fans go to that Newcastle game. Plus final home game of the season and all the round of applause and waving at the end of the game and all of that stuff. Yeah, Odegaard needs, I mean, he got the assist, but we need a better performance from him tonight. I hope it's Arteta. Of course, he's bringing on Saka, says Richard. Here's Odegaard. Looking for Martinelli. A bit unlucky there. Rice. I tries to play it. Rice with a shot just wide. Brio said, Rob plus El Neni plus J20 plus number 29. Imagine a bench with Camavinga. Yeah, I would love Camavinga at Arsenal. Don Curtis to get a number 15 Kivior shirt. Oh, if he scores the winning goal in the Champions League final, okay, Hayes, why not? Watch along business. Let's get the likes up to 2.5K. Big up everyone locked in. Nearly 4,000 of you tuned in. Hey, thank you very much, man. It's midweek game. Not a lot really to play for. So I appreciate your support as always. Are you going PSG next week? I'm not sure at the moment. Probably not. I'll be honest. Probably not. Nah, probably not. I think I'll do the watch-alongs for both the semi-final games, to be honest. It seems like it's harder to get tickets for PSG away than Real Madrid away because Real Madrid were 3-0 down. A lot of their fans didn't want to go. So you could get tickets for Madrid away quite easily. PSG, not so easy. But I think I'll do a watch-along. We'll do the watch-alongs. Why not? Declan looks happy again, bossing it. Yeah, football, man, when you find when you're playing well, you've got a smile on your face, man. That Real Madrid tie has elevated Declan Rice to a higher level. He's he's on top form. What's interesting, Declan Rice hasn't had a shooting free kick since the Real Madrid ones. Listen, Pete, yeah, if I have any spare tickets for PSG, of course, I'll shout the community and let you guys know, man. Obviously, people are gonna want to go to that game. So yeah, if I can do anything, Curtis, be honest, Trent or Timber. It's honestly 50-50, bro. I like Trent going forward is one of the best, if not the best, with Hakimi on the planet. But defensively, Timber's way better than him. It just depends what you want. I have a problem having defenders that don't defend well. I'm kind of old school in that. I want 4 defenders that can all defend. What you can do going forward, in my eyes, is a bonus. So I've got Timber at Arsenal. I would probably not swap Timber for Trent. If I'm being totally honest, I like having a right back that's brilliant defensively. But that's not me saying Timber's better than Trent. It just depends how we're set up. It depends how we're set up. So yeah, I think they're both top quality. Yeah, like with Zinni, great on the ball, couldn't defend. You saw the way I was reacting in streams about Zinchenko when we played Aston Villa. This guy had me shouting down the house like a lunatic. So, nah, I can't deal with fullbacks that just can't defend that well. Timber just locked up Vinny. Yeah, both games, bro. Both games. Noel said Curtis have been watching for ages, still haven't received a membership. Big up the community. Make sure your settings. Check your YouTube settings. Make sure it's switched on that you're able to be gifted memberships, because a lot of people don't have that switched on, and then you've got no chance of getting them. And we got a lot of people who gift memberships, so you've always got a chance. But make sure your settings are switched on. Ball over the top. Here come Palace. Eddie and Ketty, a tight angle. It's blocked. It's in the air. Raya collects it. Got away with that. Oh, look a bit shaky defensively there. Hey, we got over 1,000 likes already. Legends. Absolute legends. Great numbers considering it's not even that much of a big game. Would you take anyone from apart from Eze from Palace? I would take Gahey in defence as a squad player. I think Wharton's good. I don't know how good. I probably haven't. This season he's been a bit more quiet. I would take Eze and I don't know. Mateta as a second choice striker I would take. But anyone else? Maybe Mitchell as a backup left back. So probably those guys. That LaCroix is at a centre back. He gets a lot of hype, but I don't know. I don't think he's better than Gahey, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with Odegaard. I've got to the point with Odegaard. I don't even like talking about him because people go, "Oh, you're too harsh on him." I'm like, he's our captain, meant to be one of our best players. I don't think I am, but hopefully he has a better game tonight. Oh, they got Saar, aren't they? Saar used to rip us up in the Europa League days, man, on that right wing. What is your ideal summer window? Ideal summer. Striker, left winger, attacking midfielder, centre midfielder, versatile defender. In terms of names, I mean, are these... I would love Arsenal to sign Bruno Guimaraes, but that's not going to happen. And I would love Barella, but I don't think that would happen either. So they're very difficult. I like that Reinders at AC Milan. He's good. Gyökeres or Isak up front. And like I said, they don't all have to be like... Because when I say that, people go, oh, that's unrealistic, man. You know, that's going to cost you 300-400 million. But there's players out there for cheap this summer. You can be smart. We've said it before. Anguissa, Mitchell, Leroy Sané. These guys are free agents this summer. You know, you could pick up one of them or two of them and just have them as squad players. But get Gyökeres or Osimhen. I don't think Isak's moving this summer. Like the stream, 5K likes, Curtis will get a custom Kivior chain. Yo, Magino. Big up, though. 5K likes, maybe. Any more Toon players you want? Anthony, just give us... we want Bruno, Isak, Saliba and Eddie in a foot race. Yeah, you can't let that happen. That's like a Ford Escort outpacing a Lamborghini Urus. Only one winner there, people. No, we'll take Bruno and Isak. That'll do. That'll do. Are you disappointed if United get Cunha? Yeah, I would have liked him. I just don't think we want an attacking midfielder. And I don't know why, because I don't care how much Arteta loves Martin Odegaard. You can't just keep turning your nose up at these performances. You know, you can't accept him playing like this and just go, oh, it's all right, he's the captain, we'll ignore it. No, he's not playing well. He's not playing well. Leahy said to me earlier in the chat, you know, we can't be afraid to let players go. We've got to progress as a club. Same applies to, you can't be afraid to put a good player on the bench if he's not playing well. Also, sometimes people think when I'm saying this, it's like, oh, I'm being super harsh on Odegaard. Sometimes you need to put pressure on somebody and go, listen, you need to now realise if we sign Eze or Cunha or Wirtz or somebody, you have a few bad games, you're getting dropped. You're getting dropped. You're not in the team. Where I think now Odegaard knows I can put a 4 out of 10 performance in tonight and I'm going to start against PSG next week. And then go PSG, put a 5 out of 10 and you'll still start at PSG the week after. So it's that what's... Oh, real Mike, bro, I will get there. My apologies. Let's have a look now. Let's try and do it while we're on stream. I'm moving mad, I can't lie. Rion James. Let's see if I can find your account. What is it on? I've made a note, so there you go. I'm going to look after the stream. My apologies. I know I've made you wait about 3 or 4 weeks. My bad. Kivior on full Gabby mode. Yeah, I mean, he's scoring goals. He looks confident. It's crazy. Everyone watches Arsenal with Big C commentary at home. Yeah, man. Big up. Appreciate that. That game next week, I can't wait. Odegaard. Oh, Sean. Get him off already. Troy not happy with Odegaard. Forever gonna. Arsenal have earned 115 million in the Champions League. That's what we're there for. We're there for the bag. And hopefully the trophy. Arda Güler, good player. I'm the OG. I used to comment beer in 2021. So what's gone wrong, bro? How come in 2021 you was commenting, in 2025 you gone quiet? Big up the Twitch gang always. I see you. 4,000 locked in on YouTube. Big up yourselves. Arsenal in possession. They lead 1-0. Kivior with a bullet header after 2 minutes. I predicted 3-0, so... Have I even mentioned Sterling yet? I don't know if he's touched the ball. Big up Jake, who said Big C on while down the gym. Big up Jake Baker. 115 mil. Proper money, man. Proper money. Kivior in possession. Saliba against Eddie and Nketiah. Good ball there by Partey. Finds Lewis Skelly. Gotta move the ball quicker there, bro. Harvey said the PSG watch-along. We said Madrid was our biggest game of the season. It only gets... Yeah, you're right. Pause. Yeah, exactly. It only gets bigger, people. Pause. But yeah. PSG next week's going to be crazy. Absolutely. I just can't even imagine how that game's going to look. What a touch that is by Trossard. He's about to get bullied. Yeah, bullied, mate. Shrugged him off the ball. They're the situations where I still think Marino is going to be better than Trossard. Here come Palace. Ball whipped in. Saliba clears it. I worry about Trossard up front against Marquinhos and whoever they play up top, PSG, whether it's Kimpembe or is it that Pacho. They're strong guys. Trossard. But here's Sterling. Up against Mitchell. Oh, dear. Straight in the goalkeeper's hand. Yeah, Odegaard did get the assist. It was a good cross, but we need more in the game. Sterling on the right is like... I haven't seen Sterling play on the right since he was like at Liverpool, when he was absolute lightning quick. He ain't going to be able to play on the right at this stage in his career. I'm not saying he's slow, but he's going to be better off on the left. You might as well play Waneri on the right. It's a waste of time playing Sterling on the right, to be honest. You happen to see the World Club Cup pays as much as the Champions League. Well, they've obviously thrown money at it because they're trying to make it engaging. You got to think about it, right? Think about it like this. Club World Cup. You go there, you're tired. The trophy's not really that established. And there's no money. What are clubs going to do? They're going to play weak squads. And then the competition's going to be trash. So what they've done, they've offered a big bag of money to all the clubs so that they play stronger teams. They've even adapted the transfer window so that clubs can sign players early so that they can play in the competition. So I get it. I get it. But I don't think the first one will be... I don't think this one will be particularly hyped, to be honest. 4,000 of you in the chat. Amazing support, man, for a game that doesn't really mean that much, but I appreciate the support. 1.2k likes already. Can we get 1,500 by half time? Big up everyone locked in. Big up all the new subscribers as well. Sterling loses possession. You will not be surprised to hear that. Gunner Premier League. I'm so happy that Kivior is doing better. I live 15 kilometers from his hometown. Have you seen a mural on the building he grew up in? No, I haven't seen that. Check out the mural. Search for mural Kivior. I'll have a look. We're here for you, says Yemi. Aye, come on. Sterling should go back to feed him, win the dog. And Brio said, Havertz's return will hit like dopamine for people who love donkeys. Proper Animal Farm settings. Not all donkeys are equal. Some donkeys are more equal. They're hyping up that Havertz's return, aren't they? Here's Sterling, right-hand side. Plays a 1-2 with Trossard. Rolls it into Declan Rice. Declan Rice just wide. Good shot. You can see the confidence from Deckers, man. Any chance he gets, he wants to try and score. Good little 1-2 Trossard, Sterling. I mean, it's crazy. Maybe. Yeah, and you know what? Listen. Words I never thought I'd be saying on this channel, but I'm not a stubborn person. Maybe Declan Rice can become a number 8. Maybe. The Real Madrid performances made me look at him different. 6 foot plus, driving runs, good in the air. Now the shot seems to be getting better, and he can tackle. If his passing and goal scoring ability improves, maybe Zubi in the 6, Decker's in the 8. Is Zubi even better than Partey though? That's the question. But yeah, Declan Rice. I just want to look at Declan Rice's numbers this season. What's he doing numbers wise? I know he's played in the 6 most of the season, so his numbers probably don't look unbelievable. Declan Rice. Where's he at for goals this season? Timber on possession. Arsenal keeping the ball. How many goals has Rice got this season in the Premier League? Declan Rice, Premier League goals. Only 2 goals. 7 assists. 4 Champions League goals, though, in 11 games and 2 assists. Only 7 goals, 10 assists in all comps. For a guy playing in the 6, you know, if he can turn that into 15 goals next season in the 8, and maybe we have got an 8 on our hands. Who would have thought, people? He's still got some work to do. I'm looking for this Kivior mural. I want to see how it looks. I saw that Liverpool were talking about pulling down that Trent mural in Liverpool. Through ball looking for Eddie, Saliba. Yeah, no chance, mate. Not a chance. Jakub Kivior. Adidas. Folks don't know how good Zubimendi is. No, listen, I'll be honest. I watched Real Sociedad in La Liga this year about 3 times. So I'm not going to sit here for 1 second and pretend I've watched this guy a lot. I got very worried when I watched that Man United performance. I saw a 33-year-old washed-up Casemiro bullying him, and I had all sorts of panicky. I thought I was watching Lucas Torreira. Just getting... I remember when Torreira got bullied one time by Pogba. It was ridiculous. It was like a year 7 trying to fight a year 11 on the playground. And I know Zubimendi isn't as small as Torreira, but I was just panicking. Let's look at that Kivior mural. Adidas. Impossible is nothing. Well, maybe we'll see the reason why they're painting him in the streets, people. He's actually a good player. Maybe he's actually a good player. Jakub. But we'll see. We will see. How good, people, how good is Zubimendi? How good is Zubimendi? Southside, that's what I would have said. A mobile Jorginho is what it feels like. He's that kind of player. I think in the Prem, in the 6, you've got to have power. Eze on the volley. Oh my. Woo! Wow, what a goal. No, that goal was so good. I nearly started celebrating. That's wild. That's why we got to sign him. When's the last time Odegaard did that? Oh my days. Sign Eze at half time. Sign Eze at half time. What a goal. Jeez. That goal is crazy. Wow, what a goal. That's disgusting. Corner to the edge of the box. First time volley in. Oh, nah. That is filthy. That is filthy. Oh my God. Look at the tackers with the old Premier League ball posting in. Nah. I'm telling him at half time, you got to swap shirts, bro. You can't be playing for them doing things like that. Sign him at half time. I nearly celebrated the goal. That goal is disgusting. Oh my days. Drilled it into the ground on the volley. Bang! Skids up off the surface, hits the post and in. That goal is a joke. What a player. Oh my days. See things like that, right? And I'm not going to overreact because I still think we'll win the game. Can somebody explain this to me, right? Because sometimes we speak about things in simplistic ways, and we complicate football. I'm asking everyone in the community, you've all played football at some level, whether it's school, college, university, amateur, professional, semi-professional. How can you take a corner and how can you be defending a corner and leave a guy on the edge of the penalty area unmarked? How is that possible? How is Nicholas Jover being paid all this money as a set-piece coach, being hyped, being painted outside the stadium, and they're taking a corner? Oh, look, lads, Eze's unmarked at the edge of the penalty area. Do you think maybe somebody should go and stand next to him? Or we'll leave him unmarked, yeah? We'll leave him unmarked. And then he volleys it in the bottom corner post and in. Are you like, what? Is football really that complicated? The defending is shambolic. If we was planning the game this week, we're going to look at that Palace team. Mateta's not playing. I'm going to go, okay, Eze's the best attacking player on the pitch for them. We got to mark him closely at all times. But I tell you what, we'll leave him unmarked from a corner, yeah? Because Jovo has got some crazy plan probably in his head. Here's Eze again. Flicks it across. Eddie Nketiah. Oh, what a block. Why are we scrambling against Palace? No, real talk. Why are we scrambling against Palace? He just blocked a goal there, Kivior. Look how easy they're strolling through us. Look at Eze, man. He's so calm. What a block by Kivior, bro. We're actually getting cooked on the counter-attack. If we can't handle Eddie and Nketiah and them, man, you wait until it's Dembele and Kvara. Look at Kivior. He did a full 360. He didn't even know where the ball was. I don't know how he managed to block that. White glove. Anytime Odegaard or Sterling get the ball, I prepare myself to yell out. Big C, look at the state of this guy. Look at this again. Edge of the box. Unmarked over the bar. Learn from your mistakes. Oh, guess what? Eze again. Eze again. Edge of the box. Side foot volley puts it over. Nobody near him. You'd think they might learn from the first time, people. But anyway, let me stay calm. Amici, Big C. Raza plays like a 65-year-old. Sterling's picking up his dough, man. Nothing else. Ulrich said playing Sterling's like dating a girl who was not nice can actually 45 regular 50. I hear you, Ulrich. I hear you. Bro, we don't care about the game. We just love chatting to you. You're awesome. Doing great work. Love the way you talk your opinions and that. Keep it up. Big up, Jan. Appreciate it. Big up, everyone, man. 4.5K locked in. I honestly, I turned up today thinking numbers might drop. Interest might drop a little bit. We'll get back there for PSG. 4,500 locked in. Big up the Twitch gang as well. Really appreciate it. Why didn't they show Jover after the Eze goal? Come on, man. I'm tweeting it. One question. Why is Eze unmarked from a corner? Because to me, that's just unacceptable. But anyway, maybe he didn't plan that. Maybe they made a mistake. Ozone, should we replace Odegaard? Well, there has to minimum, there has to be competition. There has to be maybe the guy we should be signing is the guy that's just scored that goal. Boyhood Arsenal fan, England international, 60 million release clause. If you ain't buying Cunha, they're obviously not going to buy Wirtz because he'll cost even more. Then buy Eze, because I need an attacking midfielder that scores goals, that can shoot, that's powerful, that protects the ball. And I actually like Odegaard as a footballer because he's an intelligent player who tries to make things happen, but his effective levels are not high enough at the moment. Sam Bond, big up, bro. Appreciate the super sticker. And Javan said, Odegaard getting shook over this Eze performance. Bro, look at that goal that he scored, man. That's crazy. The technique is outrageous. Some Paul Scholes volley. Palace have possession. It's gone from a game that I was saying we'll win this 3-0 to it might now be a difficult game. I'd get Sterling off at half time. No joke. Get him off. How easy? Why is Sterling getting Nwaneri's minutes? Sterling's going to be back at Chelsea in 6 weeks' time. Nwaneri is going to be at this club hopefully for years to come. Get him off. And if you're going to play Sterling, don't waste him on the right-hand side. Whatever Sterling's got left, it ain't going to happen with him playing on the right. I can guarantee you that. Odegaard has gone from an 8 out of 10 to a 2 out of 10. I hope he can come back to what he was, because I feel this manager's going to really stick with him. So we just got to hope we get a better Odegaard. Rice wins a corner for Arsenal. Splat said, Big C, best watch along out there. Switch from AFTV to you, as I love your commentary and vibes with the community. Big up, man. Appreciate that. Goated community, man. Goated community. 433 doesn't work for Odegaard, says Mel. What do you reckon? Let me ask the community then, right? Because I always say in life, what? How is that not a corner? He's given a goal kick. I always say in life, look for the solution, not the problem. The problem is Odegaard is not playing well. What is the solution? See, my solution is probably not the solution that Arteta will do. My solution is you sign another attacking midfielder. If he keeps playing like this, you bench him. But let's say he's still in the team next season and he's still captain. Because I think Arteta absolutely loves Odegaard, right? Even being on the tour, them two are always around each other, chatting. It's his captain. He's the manager on the pitch. Let's look at it from, if he is in the team, how can we get him back to some sort of level? Does he need a better striker? Is he better in the 8 role? Is he better in the 10 role? What can we do to get a better Odegaard? It's too easy to say get rid of him, get somebody better. I don't think Arteta is anywhere near that level of thinking like that. How do we get a better Odegaard on this pitch if he's still in the team and he's still captain next season? Do you just put him in a deeper role and get him to try and pass? Do you get him higher up the pitch? I don't really know how you get the best out of him at the moment. I really don't. I worry about him playing deeper on the pitch because he doesn't have the physicality if he has to start defending. So that's why I kind of think play him higher up the pitch. But I don't know. Big up Victor South. He said he's currently going through depression. I'm always here with a smile on my face. Big up Curtis and the C Unit community. Hey, big up, bro. Hopefully things get better, man. I'm glad that the streams help, you know, and listen, man, a Champions League victory would help all of us, right? So, nah, big up to you, man. Appreciate you speaking out as well. Amir said, big up Curtis the legend. I loved how you and Cecil trolled the Palace fan on AFTV on Arsenal selling their trash players to them. You know what's funny, right? You know, sometimes when I go on AFTV, right, I think they're a little bit, some of the production team are a bit like, you know, when you come on the show, just because obviously, listen, you go on someone else's platform, you got to be careful what you're saying. On my own channel, I say whatever I want. So I think they want me to kind of at times just go easy, don't say anything too controversial. But when he was saying it, like, I was like, yo, man. I said, yo, you man bought Eddie and Nketiah. I said to the guy, the Palace fan, I said, thank you for Eddie and Nketiah. You helped us balance the books. You know what I mean? I said, you man, I got Matt Turner in goal. Matt Turner, you know. Well, he's on the bench, second choice keeper. Yeah, you know, it's just one of them, innit? You go to your friend's house, you got to take your trainers off. You go in your own house, sometimes you run upstairs with your trainers on. It was one of them. You got to be respectful. But I can't help it. I just can't help it. I have to just say those things. When the Palace fan was there, I was like, there's all sorts of Eddie and Nketiah jokes in my head. It had to be said. It had to be said, you know. Free kick to Arsenal. Declan Rice. Crossing situation. Crossing situation. Come on. Let's get another goal. Put a peach in Deckers. No, it's cleared away at the near post. Odegaard, I think that's a great point. Odegaard has not been the same player since that injury. So, the only thing, sometimes you can come back from an injury and be fit in terms of a doctor saying you're fit enough to play. but you're still managing your way through the injury somehow. Some of you probably experienced it. You have an injury and something still, your balance is. I'll be honest. I'm clutching. I'm really clutching at straws. I am. I'm clutching. I'm trying my best to support him in some way, but he's just not playing well. Curtis inspired me to grow a goatee. Yo, it's growing a goatee beard, you know. Yo, I'm telling you. Cormac, he's been on to me. Curtis Daichi versus Jova in a cage match. Only one winner, Cormac, mate. I don't care how many set pieces he's got, mate. I'll put him in a headlock and force him to drink a pint of diesel, mate. We eat bricks, we eat wood, we eat concrete. Simple as that. Cormac loves the Daichi one, don't he? Now he's not a manager. We need him to get a job somewhere else. Odegaard plus Trossard, 120 kg. They are too small. I mean, there's quality small players, but, you know. Messi's small, but, yeah, they're not quite Messi, right? Uh-oh. Sterling's injured. Although, well, let me not say that, actually. But, yeah. Raza gets clattered. I actually think, by the way, that Gahey at Palace, I think he ends up at one of the big six clubs in the summer. I think he's a good centre-back. Very good centre-back. I'd take him at Arsenal, but he's going to want to go somewhere and probably be further up the pecking order. I think he's very good. You know, I can see some of the comment. Let me not say it. Let me not say it. You ever seen Odegaard jump for a header? I've seen him jump out the way for a header. Saudi 100 million bid for Kudus. Do you know what's crazy here? When are the Saudi clubs gonna actually? Can the Saudi clubs come and sign some of our players, like our squad players? I don't get it. Look at this. Al Nassr are prepared to offer 100 million euros for Kudus. 100 million euros. We'll give you Trossard for 50 million euros. Why don't the Saudi clubs buy Arsenal squad players? It's crazy. They want Darwin Núñez for 70 million euros. Please come and buy Arsenal squad players. We've got plenty that we can sell to you. Plenty. Pay 100 million, you can have Havertz. You can pay 100 million Jamaican dollars and have Havertz. It doesn't even need to be euros or pounds. We'll take monopoly money. Here's Thomas Partey. Rolls it into Leandro Trossard. Timber, that's a lovely ball. Trossard with the chop. Yeah! Brilliant goal. Maybe that's why the Saudis aren't buying him. Yo, I feel like he's celebrating at me. Nah, do you know why he's doing that, by the way? Ex-Brighton, he was getting booed by Crystal Palace fans because of their rivalry. Trossard with the goal, and I think he's definitely just secured his starting place against PSG. Kung Fu Panda scores. It looks like he had another good night's sleep, people. 2-1 to the Arsenal. Leandro Trossard. Good finish. Chops it back onto his left foot. Timber, lovely ball. What a first touch. Oh, you know what, man? That's a good finish, you know. I can't lie. I mean, look, there's a deflection, but I like those goals, you know. Would you start Trossard v PSG? Well, if he's doing that, we haven't really got a choice. But I do like Marino up front. Curtis, why didn't Arteta play Waneri? Maybe a young striker. He ain't going to start no young striker, bro. Arteta's not about that life. Adar said, why are most Arsenal chants knockoffs from other clubs? Martinelli song ain't it? Such a historied club where the original chant. You know what? I don't even know where these chants come from. So, yeah, maybe it's copy and paste and change the numbers. Change the words, sorry. That's a Curtis Shaw finish. I'll take that. Oh, Trossard. It's cleared. He goes out for a corner. Lovely work. Goal. Marino is still a better forward. I think so, but we've got to get through one game. So if Trossard can... I would say a year ago, I was saying super clutch player, one of our best finishers. He has a drop in form. All of a sudden, his finishing's not as good, but he scored 3 goals in the last 2 games. So I reckon he could get another goal tonight as well. I'll be honest. I'll be totally honest. Sterling and Odegaard have been our 2 worst players. Sterling, it's like he's not on the pitch. It's really strange. It's really strange. Rice whips in the corner, headed all the way across. It'll probably come... No, Eze. Look at Eze just flicking the ball over Rice's head. No, Eze's a joke. I'm sorry. Look at that, how calm he does that. Eddie does well there. Trossard Cook v PSG at home, you're right. Here's Mitchell, left-hand side, whips it in. Poor cross. Poor clearance, though, by Partey. Comes back to Mitchell. That's a good ball. Edge of the box. Gay, he tries to shoot. Good block by Kivior. Trossard is 30. Yeah. I mean, he was, what, 27, 28 when we got him? Yeah, Eze was at Arsenal Academy. I don't know if you've seen that story of Eze. He got released by 5 clubs before he was like 16 or something. He had a really tough sort of childhood academy upbringing. He seemed to get signed, and then within like a year, they were getting rid of him. Maybe it was his laid-back attitude. I don't know. But yeah, Arsenal let him go. And he's a boyhood Arsenal fan. But I think you can take inspiration from that. You know, released by 5 clubs. I'm sure a lot of times, a lot of young people would have quit the game. Get him released that many times. He obviously had a lot of belief in himself to say, I know I'm good enough. There's just a reason that I'm not making it, you know, and he got there in the end. Is Eze 27? I actually didn't know that. I thought he was like 25. Eze Christo. I just don't... I don't think Arsenal will go for him. I was speaking to that Palace fan yesterday, anyone who tuned into the show, and he said that some games he doesn't look that interested. Now, whether that's because Palace are not as good and he's frustrated, but he said he's got a very laid-back attitude. And Arteta doesn't seem to like that kind of attitude in players. He's all about work rate. Yeah, he is. He's turning 27. Oh, Martinelli heavy touch goes through to the goalkeeper. Cunha or Eze, I'd be happy with. I don't get caught, like people going, he's 27. 27 doesn't worry me, people. Not one bit. 27, like, you get 5 years out of him as a top player. I got no problem with that, but I just don't know. I just don't know if Arteta will go for him. Even you would get bored playing for Pat. He's probably frustrated. He's seeing Elise get a Bayern Munich move. You know, Zaha's... Well, Zaha, where did he go? Leon, Galatasaray. I think he's in America now. Yellow card for Declan Rice. Takes out Eddie and Nketiah on the break. It's a poor challenge, to be fair, Deckers, mate. You're on the wrong side of him. You're never getting the ball from there. I mean... It's mad now how all these footballers cut them holes in the back of the socks. I think Kyle Walker was the first player I saw do that. Now they all do it. Apparently more oxygen to the back of your legs makes you perform better, but yeah. He-Man Odegaard has been atrocious. Oh, what's new? They'll hype him because he got the goal assist from the free kick. Angel Trossard better through the middle now due to his age. Yep, less running. Out wide, he doesn't have the pace. Troy said who is the best young striker in the club? Probably, I couldn't tell you, to be honest. Do we have a good young striker at the club? Half-time whistle goes. Do we have a good young striker? Chido Obi was the young striker. We lost him to United. So I don't know. Half-time whistle goes. Arsenal leading 2-1. Interesting game. At least it hasn't been boring. 3 goals in a half. We'll take that. Big up Jargo19, new member. Big up yourself. Inter are losing to AC Milan. I always preferred AC Milan. What is that? A league game or a cup game? What day is it? I'm looking at the wrong day. Oh, Real Madrid are playing as well. Inter. Where is that? Oh, Coppa Italia semi-final, second leg. Luka Jovic. Let's have a look at Inter's team. Bastoni, De Vrij, Bissek, back for. Listen, I said it yesterday. On AFTV. I said, listen, Inter, very good team, very well organised, hard to break down, solid, quality Italian side. Individually, they've got weaknesses. I'm telling you now. Any team that's got Darmian at right wing back, come on. You all saw Darmian at Man United. He was average. The guy's playing right wing back. You're telling me Martinelli can't get joy down that side? They're not amazing. Mkhitaryan, bro. Mkhitaryan. Guy left Arsenal years ago. He was washed. I know he's obviously improved, but they can be got at, man. You need to score first against Inter, then make them have to come out of that defensive shape and need to attack. If they go 1-0 up, they're amazing at just defending that lead, but if they have to score... I asked this question the other day, Alvin. I asked this question. Kevin De Bruyne said in an interview, he's not ruling out the possibility of going to another English club. Would you take Kevin De Bruyne at Arsenal? It's not going to happen, of course not. It's not going to happen. But would you take him? Would you take him for a year? I don't think they will. Inzaghi's tactics are unreal. They are. They're very... Lawrence hates Kevin De Bruyne. Great manager, average squad. Maybe good squad. Maybe good squad, Inter, but not great. I'd say they're not average. Latoro in the Champions League's done well. Bastone's very good. Barella, you guys know. Barella, for me, is probably one of my favourite centre midfielders in world football, to be honest. KDB washed. Yeah. And he is injury prone. He mashed up his hamstring. So, yeah, it's you can imagine we'd signed De Bruyne on like 300 grand. He'd be injured. We don't want no more Man City knockoffs. Or Chelsea. We've had too many of them. Denzel Dumfries. Yeah, he played against us, didn't he? Is he injured? He's not even on the bench, I don't think. Let's have a look. Denzel Dumfries. Not even on the bench, so I'm assuming he's injured. Jeez, there's some... Yo, João Felix on the bench at AC Milan. That guy can't catch a break. Everywhere he goes, he ends up on the bench, that guy. But yeah, listen, what do you guys make of that first half? We're winning 2-1. Kivior with a brilliant header from an Odegaard free kick. And Eze with an absolute peach of a goal. Corner. Pinged out to the edge of the box. Volleys it into the ground. And goes in off the post. Bottom corner. What a finish. And then Trossard with a lovely goal. Timber whips it in. Chops the defender. Deflection bottom corner. Really good finish. And this is what I keep saying. And I hate to harp on. I really do. But it's such a big discussion point at the moment. There's people in the chat going, well, Odegaard's not doing too bad. Look at the way Eze's playing. Look at the way Odegaard's playing. Now, most people would say, Odegaard at Arsenal, ex-Real Madrid, international player, Champions League, you're supposed to be better than Eze, bro. And some people might think he is better than Eze. But this current version of Odegaard, it ain't better than Eze. So that's a problem. How can Crystal Palace, bottom half of the Premier League, have a better attacking midfielder than Arsenal? Champions League semi-final, second in the Premier League 3 years in a row. You know, sometimes you get an update on your phone. You get like an update to update all your software. And you update it, and it all kind of looks different. You're like, nah, I don't like the way it's set up, and they've moved my apps, and it don't feel the same. I need the pre-update version of the phone. This is Martin Odegaard. They've updated him and something ain't quite right. We need to restore factory settings. Because this Odegaard is not doing enough. Yeah, he put a free kick in for the goal, give him that, it's an assist, fine. But he's not doing enough. Something ain't right with that guy. Something ain't right. And now I don't watch Palace all season. So people can turn around and go, I spoke to a Palace fan yesterday, he said, look, Eze, he's very inconsistent. He said when he's good, he's amazing. When he's bad, he looks lazy. You know, he strolls around the pitch. So listen, I'm not necessarily saying that Eze is the guy and he answers all the questions, but we need far, far more from Odegaard than what we're seeing. The only two people I'm talking about in any sort of negative manner is Odegaard and Raheem Sterling. Sterling has not been in this game at all. Honestly, the corner flag has done more than Sterling in this game. Honestly. Ryan said it's boring. You scapegoating him every game. The Madrid manager said he's one of the best in Europe. All you lot do is get on his back when he's off form. Listen, let's just say one thing. We're Arsenal fans, which means we want the best for the club. If this guy's the captain and starts every week, we expect performances. On top of that, if he was that good at Real Madrid, why did they sell him for £35 million and called him the 8th choice midfielder? So I think that's called being polite. You know, it's called being polite, in my opinion. But anyway. Gula just scored for Real Madrid. Good player, man. Very, very good player. I think he'll have to leave Madrid. Gyökeres will click. We'll get this team to click. Ancelotti calls him the Norwegian kid. Big C Gyökeres scores again. Has he just bagged again, has he? There's a lot of football tonight, isn't there? There is a lot of football on tonight. What else we got? Arda Güler scored. I think they should have played him against us, to be honest. Difficult player, but yeah, he was. Inaki Williams, Athletic Bilbao won 1-0 as well. Oshin said, Curtis, I agree. Sterling is having a stinker. But have you not gotten to the point who even cares? Got 5 or 6. Yeah, bro, you'll never see me here shouting about Raheem Sterling. I know what Raheem Sterling is. Once I know what you are, I can't be frustrated when you are who I think you are. Raheem Sterling is a player that has had an unbelievable football career, grew up in northwest London, and I've met him a few times. He's a top guy, and I'm very happy for him. I always said, don't judge Raheem Sterling as a normal 30-year-old Premier League footballer, because Sterling was playing first team football at 16 years of age. He's 14 years into the game. He's knackered. He's knackered. It's like having a car with 200,000 miles on the clock and the engine's making a rattling sound and there's oil leaking out of it every time you park the car. That's Raheem Sterling. It's like an old Bentley or something, you know what I mean? It was a legendary car. It needs to go in the garage and just rest. You know what I mean? He needs to go Saudi, get the bag, go MLS, get the bag. That's you. I respect him. In 2025, Raheem Sterling right wing, not happening. It's not happening. It's like turning up with a BlackBerry phone now. Like, yeah, they were great, but they're finished. You know what I mean? They're done. Everyone's moved on now. So that is what Raheem Sterling is to me. Like, you know what I mean? He's not that guy. He's got 5 games left. Go and enjoy your career. Simple as that. So I respect the fact the guy came from difficulty, has made a great career for himself. I'm happy for it. But this stage in his career, he should not be at Arsenal, you know. But again, it was a desperate move. It was a desperate move. We needed a squad player, and he was available for nothing. What do you think of that Sanchez from Bilbao? I've seen the links to him. But again, I'll be honest. I've only seen him play a few times. You guys probably more informed to tell me how good he is. I'm not going to sit here and cap and go, yeah, I've watched him 30 times. He's unreal. I've watched the guy about 3 times. I've seen the Arsenal links. Looks a good player, but who knows? You guys tell me how good he is, to be honest. I reckon some of you will will have watched him more than I have. Listen, I've got nothing against Raheem Sterling. Honestly, I wish him all the best. It's not his fault that we signed him. Like I said, I had a friend that used to ring me all the time, cussing Bentner. Oh, Bentner, this, Bentner. I said, brother, have a go at Wenger. Wenger signed him. Wenger plays him. He don't pick himself. So I don't get angry about Sterling. I want Waneri on the pitch instead of a guy that's leaving us in 6 games. Sancho will be a good upgrade on Odegaard. He's a baller, better than Odegaard. Exceptional player. Yeah, well, I'll be doing the watch-alongs, Bilbao United, so we'll have a look. Odegaard scored this season. Eze only has 4. Nah, I think they're both pretty low, to be honest. I'm not even going to cap. It's typical, isn't it? Eddie Nketiah's only got 1 Premier League goal. And then he turns up. And, no, he didn't even score. What am I talking about? I thought he scored. No, Eze scored. How many goals has Odegaard got? And how many goals has Eze got? Odegaard this season. And people saying Eze's old. Odegaard's the same age as him. Odegaard this season has got 2 Premier League goals. 2 Premier League goals in 25 games. Jesus. 2 in 25. Eze's got... What's Eze got? I don't know if this includes his goal from tonight already. Eze's... Oh, did that say 2? Oh, he's got 3. Yeah, not much better to... I think that's his 4th. Yes, he's got 4. Well, he's got double what Odegaard's got anyway, but yeah. Let me see what people are saying online about Odegaard. Because sometimes you watch a game and they'll say something. Let's see what Twitter's saying about Odegaard. Odegaard. Odegaard has only scored 2 Premier League goals in 12 months. I'm convinced we'll never win. Yeah, they're getting on to him. We'll never win a league with Odegaard as captain. Wow, yeah, no, they're getting on to him. They're getting on to him. Anyway. 2 in 12 months. Listen, at least we're winning. We're winning 2-1. The injury, I said this earlier, I'm clutching, right? I'll be honest. I'm not going to pretend. I'll say it clear as day. Odegaard, before that ankle injury, was having a good season. He looked like he was going to be dangerous this season. He gets the injury, comes back. He doesn't look the same player for the rest of the season. I mean, is it one of them where... I mean, there was a rumour online last week that Odegaard's going to have an operation in the summer and Arsenal are delaying it to finish the season. If it turns out that he needed an operation all season and he's played through it and he come... I don't know. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that maybe he wasn't quite fit to come back. Arsenal felt they didn't have adequate replacements and they rushed him back. I'm trying to put a positive spin on it. Give him a rest in the summer. If he needs an operation, give him the operation. Sign a proper striker. If that doesn't rescue him, then where else can we turn, really? Raya. What's going on with David Raya today as well, by the way? David Raya seems to be everywhere, but in the goal, he's running out. He's missing crosses. I reckon he's been on the Stella or Trossard. What the hell? As David Raya, I'm seeing him come out for crosses and just punch him thin air. I don't know what's going on with David Raya. Listen, the good thing is, people, we're winning. We've got no injuries. That's all I'm interested in. This, I don't care if you're on the wind-up here or not. You're holding a timeout. Man said selling Eddie was a massive mistake. You know what was the mistake? That we didn't sell him a year or 2 earlier. That was the mistake. You can hold a timeout, even if you're trolling. The players are back on the pitch. Big up to everyone locked in, man. 4,750 locked in. You got for for a midweek game against Palace that don't mean too much. You know what? It's been kind of feels like we're going to get goals, so it makes a change. Usually the eyelids are heavy. I'm ready to look for a topic of discussion because the game's so boring, but actually it's been all right. 3 goals in the first half is a big change. I want Arsenal to win the game. This will end in a draw. I hope not. Second half about to get underway. My prediction's gone out the window because I predicted 3-0 and we conceded. So hopefully we'll still score more goals and get through it. C Unit always showing love. Come on, bro. Odegaard looks thin. He's lost too much weight. I told you, it's the baby. He's breastfeeding. He's lactating or whatever they say. I've watched Big C more than I've watched Arsenal this season. It makes sense. It makes sense. It definitely makes sense. Guna83 said we need an upgrade on Odegaard more than left wing. Does Arteta think that, though? That's the issue. Cole said, would you rather get Sanchez or Nico Williams? I'll be honest, I haven't seen enough of that Sanchez to give you a full-on... I'm just not totally convinced by Nico Williams, but I do like how quick he is, but he feels like he will struggle against a low block, but let's see. And a lot of the stories are saying that he's not fully convinced about coming to the Premier League. I saw something today saying that if Bilbao win the Europa League and make the Champions League, he doesn't want to leave. So I don't know. I do not know. Time for a Big C statue. I'm here for that. I'll take that. I'm here for that. Getting through my files for court while Big C in the headphone. Big up Robs. Hope you're well. Yeah, anybody, if the volume's a bit off, bear with me. And most of you said it's all right, but the odd one of you have said the volume's a bit low. New laptop, set it up. I should have probably tested it out a little bit before going live, but as I was going live, I checked it. It seemed all right, but the odd one of you have said it's a bit quieter. I will sort that out. Big C, with respect, I would approach Bayern, offer Odegaard plus 70 million for Musiala. Would they take that, though, man? They love Musiala. In fact, he just signed a new deal. Free kick to Arsenal. Is it too far for Declan Rice to shoot? Devaney gets a yellow card, fouls. He fouls Lewis Skelly. In fact, it's going to be crossed in by Odegaard again. He's looking for the assist, people. He wants to get the assists up. Fair play to him. Needs to do something. Can we get another goal from a set piece? Odegaard to take it. Outswinger. Goalkeeper collects it. He punches it. This should be a goal, surely. It bounces everywhere. Trossard. Oh, they clear it off the line. What's the referee given? He's given a free kick to Palace. I don't know how. Goalkeepers are so protected, man. He's flapped at the ball there. That's not a foul. Where's the foul there? Sis Kareen said, after breaking my ankle 5 years ago, I still feel aches. Do you know what, right? About how long ago? When I stopped playing, like, about, what, 3 years ago? Tore my quad muscle. Was out for, what, 3.5 months? And every now and then now, especially if I'm having a kick about playing football and I haven't really stretched or anything and I just kick the ball, every now and then I get a little twinge in the quad muscle. You know what I mean? So sometimes injuries, even though you're physically not injured anymore, they just have little effects on your body still moving forward, you know. I mean, it's a bit different. I'm a little bit older than Martin Odegaard. He probably got perfect rehab and this, that, the other. Where, you know, I'm getting some NHS physiotherapist that's probably just come out of university or something, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we're getting different treatment levels, but, you know, it's what I'm saying is sometimes injuries, even though you're physically fit and able to play, they can have an effect on you, you know? They can have an effect. Little break in play. Henderson is back now. People, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. 4.5K locked in. Anybody that hasn't subscribed, what are you doing? Go to the community. We're here daily, most days anyway. There's some... It's exciting times at the moment to be an Arsenal fan with this Champions League semi-final, man. I can't lie. And I am going to do watch-alongs for these Europa League semi-finals, Champions League semi-finals, all of that. We'll probably do the Copa del Rey final Saturday night as well. Barcelona against Real Madrid. That's a 9 p.m. kickoff UK time. So, yeah. No, listen, no NHS disrespect, of course. We appreciate it. But you know what I'm saying? The levels of treatment that I'm getting compared to Martin Odegaard, a little bit different, you know? A little bit different. He's getting daily treatment on that ankle. I actually saw some of the videos that Arsenal put out. Oh, Rockets Golden State tonight, yeah? I saw a bit of the Lakers last night. Anything Western Conference... You know it's problematic, right? Liam Brady's left foot. I have the same problem with my right quad. Yeah, mine was my right quad as well. Pain, man. Anything Western Conference, you know it's hard work, bro. You know what I'm saying? 3 a.m. tip-off and all that kind of stuff. Why are they zooming in on Timber? Let me see what's going on here. What's happened? He nearly rolled his ankle. See what I'm saying? Nearly rolled his ankle. And he's limping a little bit there. All right, maybe not. I swear down, please. No injuries. We ain't even got a right back on the bench. Tierney's in check. I don't even know where Gower plays. Nah, man. He nearly rolled his ankle. He actually twinged it a little bit there as well. He just got away with that, I think. He just got away with it. Barcelona v Arsenal Champions League final. That's my prediction. I know a lot of people have gone Inter. I've gone Barca. But if Lewandowski misses both games, then I'm not sure. Maybe Inter get him. What a ball by Partey. Odegaard, Kivra Trossard, bullied. You see that they're the situations it worries me with Odegaard with Trossard up front, because you know he doesn't have the power. Shoulder to shoulder with the defender. Just bullies him. Big up, Stay Gold. Carl, would you... Oh, no, I read that one. I did read that one. Big up to you, Carl. Did you rehab properly? It was kind of like, meh. There's Odegaard. Oh, I lose it. I mean, you know what it's like, man. You rehab the best you can. When you're playing full-time football, you're going to rehab top quality. You're going to have plenty of rest. You're going to see the physio 4 or 5 times a week. You know, when you're doing it around your day-to-day life, it's difficult. You're still driving when you're not really meant to be driving that much, because, you know, it puts pressure on your quad, and, you know, it's a bit different. It's a bit different. Curtis, if we do the unthinkable and win the Champions League, will Curtis Shaw be doing a... listen, if we win the Champions League, it's all got to happen. Get together, merch, everything. You know? But let's hope it does. Ben White's only doing guest appearances. He's struggling, man. That injury's got the better of him. I think you'll see a lot of changes in this second half. You've got to remember, Palace have got an FA Cup semi-final on Saturday against Villa. We've got a Champions League semi-final on Tuesday, so I think Palace will definitely make changes. We should make changes. They've got Sarr and Mateta on the bench, who will probably come on. Waneri, I would like to see come on. It'll be interesting whether Saka gets any minutes or he gives him 90 minutes of rest. I reckon he'll probably bring him on for a few minutes. Tierney and Zinni could do a game time. Here's Trossard in possession. He was getting booed by Palace fans in the first half, sorry. Ben White has a tan appointment. Winning the Champions League, hitting 100k and signing Gyökeres. Oh, mate, can you imagine all of that happening? Would be crazy. If Arsenal win the Champions League, Curtis Shaw and Muggs will finally be available. Yeah, they will. Definitely. Arsenal in possession. Gabriel Martinelli. We're kind of going through the motions a little bit now. The game does feel a little bit more flat in this second half. If you're a Crystal Palace player, you're at Wembley in 3 days. You're going to be careful. That's lovely play by Lewis Skelly, although the pass from Rice slightly overhit. Palace on the break. Eddie and Nketiah. Eze out wide on the left-hand side. Eddie, yeah, poor, falls over. That there used to sum Eddie and Nketiah up. I used to say Eddie is a greedy player. Because he's a striker and a goal scorer, sometimes his decision-making is poor because he's so desperate to prove himself. I need to score, I need to score. He should have just rolled the ball to Eze there. He's trying to run with it. Loses possession. I mean, as I said, he's their problem now, not ours. Big up everyone locked in, man. Let's get the likes up to 2.5K. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already as well. Aaron said move to Coventry. Been watching from Nigeria since day one. The car days. Big up, bro. Big up yourself, man. I've been Coventry a few times, man. Good friend of mine, Leon Bess, used to play for Coventry. And there was a point he used to wear the mask. I think he'd broken his cheekbone. And he was playing in a mask. We used to go to Coventry and watch him play, man. So, yeah, man. I know Cov. If we win the Champions League, I'm expecting an all-night celebration. That's standard, bro. People saying, will I shave my cane rows off if we win the Champions League? Maybe we'll trim the ends off. You know what I mean? I don't know about the whole thing. Curtis Shaw, Arteta mugs. Man said Arteta. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll make Arteta cones, people. The cone man wins the Champions League, you know. Full circle. 2-0 AC Milan against Inter. And let's be real, this ain't no that's Coppa Italia semi-final. 2-0 to AC Milan. That 3-1 on aggregate. That'll be Inter out. That's what we want. Inter's confidence dropping. Luka Jovic again. A few years ago, that guy was highly rated, man. Real Madrid. Afro if you win. I turn up with a David Luiz haircut. Arsenal in possession. 56 minutes gone. Timber looking for Sterling. Bullied. Nah, bro. That there, I'm telling you now. I haven't got mad with Sterling the whole of this game. I said, listen, kind of, past his best. Great career, no problem. You're getting bullied off the ball by Tyreek Mitchell, bro. And I rate Mitchell, you know, but you're meant to be Raheem Sterling. Like, yo, I've won Premier Leagues. Like, bro, are you letting him just dash you off the ball? Like, honestly, I'm getting to the point. I don't think Sterling even cares anymore. Real talk. He is genuinely going through the motions. You know, like when someone's in a job they don't like and they just go into autopilot. They do the job. They finish their shift. They check out. They go home. They turn up the next month. I swear Raheem Sterling's just moving like that. How are you letting Mitchell just dash you off the ball like that? Raya, oh, he manages to get fingertips on it. Get him off the pitch. I'm telling you, it's a disgrace that he's getting game time that Nwaneri should be getting. It's serious. It's crazy at this point. If we lose to a better team in the final, how would you feel? Bro, devastated. Devastated, bro. I don't care if they're better. Like, to me, a final is about... The team that wins the final is the one that sort of grabs the opportunity, and sometimes it's only a moment. It's only a moment, you know, and you look at Rodri's goal against Inter, it was just a moment. Like, if we play Inter, I'm not looking at Inter like, oh my God, they're unbeatable, we can't beat them. Is this Inter Milan with Recoba and Adriana? It's an Inter Milan with Mkhitaryan and Darmian. Do you know what I mean? If we play Barcelona, is this Messi, Suarez, Neymar? No, it's not. It's a Barcelona with a defence that plays on the halfway line and gives you a lot of opportunities to get in them. I think every Arsenal fan still sort of Sterling off. Of course he brings Saka on. Honestly, like respectfully, and I mean this with total respect, Sterling's getting dragged. I'm not sure he should play hardly any more minutes for Arsenal. I feel like Sterling is a youth worker at Arsenal. It's like he's not even at all. Yo, I knew this guy, man couldn't wait to give Saka like bare game time. I would have given him like 15 minutes. Sterling is doing youth work at Arsenal. Real talk. He's not here to play football. He's just here to try and give some guidance to the young players at Arsenal. He's doing youth work. He's basically a social worker. Because on the pitch, I'm not seeing anything. Look at that flick by Eze, man. Guy's such a baller. Trust me, Sterling's doing youth work. Man brought Saka on in the 59th minute, Could not wait to get him on, could he? I don't know what's going on with Ethan Nwaneri. I really don't. Why is Nwaneri getting so little game time all of a sudden in games like this? What do you guys think? They need to be very careful how they handle him, because I think if he gets treated like this next season, his agent will be going, look, man, he can go to all these clubs. They reckon Man City, Chelsea, all of them were trying to sign him. So I don't know, man. Yeah, like even in this game now, bring him on. Bring Nwaneri on in attacking midfield if you want, in his actual role. Given away by Trossard. Still 2-1. Yeah, Ethan need punishment for solo goals. Like, what are you doing shooting from outside the box? Genuinely, I could see Ethan cutting. His dad seems pretty clued up when it comes to his career development. He knows, man. They know he's ready to be playing. I heard they were disappointed he didn't get in the England squad. Like, if they think he's ready to be playing in the England squad, oh, Partey, that is class, man. Jeez, flicked it over 2 players. They know that he's at a level that he should be playing. He should be getting game time. Saar and Will Hughes coming on for Palace. That's a great point, Turan, Well, how long is Ter Stegen out for? Because if Szczesny's in goal against Arsenal, I'll be very happy with that. Eze's coming off. Take that. Get him off the pitch. What a goal. They're obviously saving him for... They're saving him for the FA Cup semi-final. How long is Ter Stegen injured? He's back in training. Yeah, I'm just seeing it here. Hansi Flick says Ter Stegen is ready. How long is Lewandowski is expected to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. So maybe he'll miss both games against Inter. Inter Milan. Which party was 25? Yeah, man. It's like Saka is limping. I think he just walks with a limp naturally now, don't he? Real Madrid eyeing a move for Saka if Vinny or Rodrigo leave. Vinny could face a 2-year ban for owning multiple clubs. I haven't heard anything about that. That's mad. No, look at Partey, man. What's going on? He's balling out. That's crazy. Keep Real Madrid away from Saka. We don't need all that. HR read somewhere the last time a Pope died in April, an English team won beating an Italian team in the final. I heard that. Apparently it was when Liverpool beat AC Milan. All them years ago. Toro said, if Mikel doesn't trust Nwaneri playing the 8 or behind Saka, play him 9 in the Jesus role. He's too good to sit on the bench. I mean, even if you're not starting him every week, you've got to at least make him feel like, listen, you're going to be early substitution, you're going to get game time. It almost feels at the moment like, oh, no, Raya, I swear down, Raya is moving like he's steaming. He's having a stinker. Berta's there again. Berta's there, man, and they're zooming in on Partey, so they're obviously saying that he's influential. Oh, Palace should have scored. Flicked over the bar, free header, 6 yards out. I think it hits him on the shoulder. Who is that? What a miss that is. He should have scored. Raya's playing like he's drunk. Oh, what a miss. 6 yards out. That should have been a goal. That definitely should have been a goal. I don't know what's wrong with Raya today. I've hardly ever seen him play like this. So we'll let him off. We'll let him off just for today. Ball goes out for a throw into Palace. Raya and nephews. That's what we're calling him. Usually it's Stella or Trossard. Today it's Raya and nephews. And they could be in here, Palace. Oh, he slipped over. We've been scrappy this half. Very scrappy. We are winning, I suppose, but Berta ain't playing no games. Bro, you think them Italian man play about? In business as well. Yo, Eddie's trying to score bicycles. He ain't playing. Bro, you think you're gonna leave you think you're gonna leave Atletico Madrid, learn English, come to the Prem, and have Arsenal on some foolishness? Man saying, brother, you ain't signing Sesko, yeah? You're signing Gyökeres. You ain't letting Thomas Partey leave on a free. Give him a new contract. Yeah? Listen to me. I've been there. I know how to win these trophies. I'm telling you, Arteta needs some guidance. I'm telling you, I don't think he is a bad manager at all. I think he's in too much control. Look at that again. Palace headed all the way across, goes out for a goal kick. They're zooming in on Raya again. What's he doing again? Yeah, Eddie did nearly broke the neck. Let's have a look at that. He's unmarked. Look at Raya again. He's just desperate to get the ball. Why is he no? What's going on with Raya? Are people seeing what Raya's doing here? He's all over the place. Like he's crossing his hands like that. How's a man trying to catch the ball like that? No. Raya and nephews, bro. I don't know what's going on. That man is steaming. He's all over the place. You know what I'm saying? You try and play. You can't play like this against PSG, bro. I'll let him off because he's been very good this season, you know? 35 million for Nketiah was the biggest robbery. Honestly. Unbelievable business. 35 million for Eddie. Jeez. 1 Premier League goal. Raya San Miguel, you're not wrong. You got to play better like this. You got to play better than this, sorry. Bro, look at this. No shots. Not even a shot in the second half. 43% possession. We're actually getting bopped. Anyway, listen, the main thing of today is no injuries and nick a win. If the performance ain't great, I won't be crying about it. Eddie Nketiah's offside, free kick. I just don't like the way they're dominating the ball. And we've got a strong team on the pitch. Edu smashed that. Eddie. Listen, we criticise Edu when he gets it wrong. Fabio Vieira and Sambi Lokonga. But getting 30-odd million for Eddie Nketiah is absolute genius. Real talk. No serious team would keep Trossard. All-round play is abysmal. Raya turning into Prime Almunia. Oh, man. I look at Trossard as... when Partey comes back in that second game, I'd expect Marino to go back up front. However, if Trossard has a stormer in the first game, I just think in the away leg, we'll need Marino up front more for the physicality because we're going to be defending a lot more. So even if Trossard plays well in the home game, I'm not certain I would start him in the away game because you can't afford to have a striker that can't hold the ball that well. You know, and I think Marino's hold-up play is far better. Here's Lewis Skelly, left-hand side, rolls it into Odegaard. Oh, he actually had a decent shot, and it was blocked by Declan Rice. Comes out to Timber. Trossard chips it out wide to Saka. Odegaard scoops it over the top for Timber. Timber volleys it in, and it's a goal, Martinelli, but the ball has gone out for a goal kick. It won't count. They got us hyped. They got us hyped. Munoz, I've heard a lot of people talking about him for Palace. Gaurav said Ter Stegen is finished, brother. He needs to leave. I'm tired of this keeper. Chesney has been one of the best keepers. Wow. I always thought Ter Stegen was like top quality, but maybe the injuries have done him. Raymond, Partey looking calm. Needed this for PSG. It's a huge loss. Huge loss. Bro, that doesn't even look out of play. Am I being biased? I think Timber's kept that in. Is there goal line technology for that one? They're doing VAR. This might count. HR, do you think Isak will go to Liverpool? Probably not, but if they get big money for Darwin, who knows? I think that's a goal. I swear down, I'm not even being biased. That doesn't look like the whole ball, but the angle they're looking at, it's terrible. Why do they not have a camera along the line so that they can check it? I think this is going to count. The only thing is they've disallowed it, so it needs to be clear that it's in for them to overrule it. If they're uncertain, he wasn't offside. I think the argument was, has the ball gone out of play? What? Offside? They're checking offside. He isn't offside. I can tell you that already. So if offside's what you're checking, it's a goal. He ain't offside. This is going to be a goal. This is going to be a goal. I thought they were checking whether the ball had gone out of play. This is a goal, bro. That's not offside. I saw that straight away. He's not offside. Timber's done brilliant there. Got it over the goalkeeper's head. Martinelli scores a yard out. This should count. This should count. There's no way he's offside. And by the way, haven't we got semi-automated offside now? We're like, you should be able to check that in 10 seconds. What are they doing? Getting out rulers and Bunsen burners. Look how long VAR takes in the Prem. It's a shambles. People tell me this is the best league in the world. You're going to make me wait 2-3 minutes to tell me if it's offside. Watch Champions League. You get that animated. It tells you in 30 seconds. Oh, now they're checking if it's out. Look. Look at the state of that camera angle. How can you see that, bro? How are you supposed to see that? Have a camera at each side of the goal. So this guy's at what? Has this guy got X-ray vision? Look at the state of this. Look at the state of this. No goal. Yeah, of course there's no goal, mate, because you don't have a camera on that side of the pitch. Honestly, the state of the Premier League at times is unbelievable. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's past the post, but at the end of the day, you're trying to look through the net, the post, everything. Why is there not a camera on the other side of the goal? Shambolic, mate. Absolutely shambolic. Honestly. I'm watching La Liga. These men have got 8K cameras, semi-automated offsides. This guy's trying to look through the goal net from the other side to see if the ball's out of play on the other side. You lot want Amazon Prime, TNT Sports, Sky Sports, all that to watch Premier League, and you're giving me one camera angle. Absolute shambles, mate. Shambles. How have they not got a camera on both sides of the goal? So you can see it from both sides. Listen, mindful, I'm with you. It kind of looked out. I'm being honest. It kind of looked out. But kind of looked out, like I shouldn't be guessing whether the ball's out of play or not. This is the Premier League. Imagine we was in a title race and we needed that goal. A man's going, well, it looks like it's out, but I can't really tell. Crazy, crazy. This league, man, I'm telling you. Richest league in the world. And you're checking goals like that. Unbelievable. Anyway, Mateta's coming on for Palace. Probably Eddie's going to come off. Newcastle looked out as well. Yeah, La Liga would have flexed the 8K effects. Yo, they do all sorts. Stats are coming up on the pitch. They're bringing out graphics on the pitch. 8K camera. It looks... Yo, what are we doing here? The Prem definitely don't use dishwashers. It's definitely Premier League at hotmail.com. I'm telling you. Ah, Lewis Skelly, a little dive there. Come on, Odegaard, do something. Oh, I'm looking for Saka. I'm telling you now, Partey this game. Oh, Odegaard bullied off the ball. Partey this game, one of the best players on the pitch. I can't believe this guy got suspended for PSG. I'm actually fuming. Mateta's wearing the mask. That goalkeeper wiped him out, didn't he? In that, was it Watford? Millwall, that's it. Yeah, why did I think Watford? I thought, for some reason, I was picturing a yellow. Yeah, Millwall. Millwall, the goalkeeper in it, done the kung fu kick on him, wiped him out. But yeah, Mateta's coming on with a Saka touched the ball. You know what? I don't even mind if he don't touch the ball much. He's on the ball now. Just come off the pitch, uninjured. See, I just big up Partey. He loses the ball. Palace on the break. Eddie. Look at Eddie. He don't like passing. All right, he just passed now. I'll take it back. Commentator curse. Here come Palace. Left-hand side. Mitchell clips it into the back post. Raya does catch it this time. Eddie is absolutely desperate to score. I get it. You're a striker trying to prove a point. Villa in talks for KDB. Is that true? I can't see Kevin De Bruyne going to Villa, but I get the impression that Villa, yeah, wow, they are. Sky Sports, Villa have held internal talks about a move for De Bruyne. Villa trying to flex, man, but I get the impression De Bruyne is angry at the way Manchester City have let him go. It sounds like he expected to get a new deal and they didn't give it to him. So maybe he is thinking of going to another Prem club. If we wanted to sell Odegaard, who would you sign? Eze, Cunha, Wirtz, Musiala. But Musiala signed a new deal. The only problem, Wirtz had a couple knee injuries now. So we need NFL standard refs and reviews. Arsenal in possession. What we got? 13 minutes to go. No, trust me, man. The Prem, for the amount of money that's in the Prem, you shouldn't have to wait 4 minutes to see if a goal's offside or the ball went out of play. It just doesn't make sense. It looks like he wants our team to get minutes because how is does a draw win Liverpool the league? Why is the Liverpool fans saying like hoping for a draw? Does a draw win Liverpool the league? I thought we had to lose for Liverpool to win the league. Look at the yeah, you're right. 12 minutes left. Waneri not on the pitch. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Here's Partey. Saka up against Mitchell. Rolls it back edge of the box. Odegaard. Shot blocked. One point away. They want to win at their ground. Yeah, of course you do. Would you take Kevin De Bruyne at Arsenal? Probably not. But then I think the problem with De Bruyne is the injury. It's not the talent. He tore his hamstring. He hasn't looked the same player since. And we're a quick team. Oh, what a save by Henderson. Saka on the volley was straight at him, but a lot of power. and tipped over the bar. And De Bruyne's on like 375k a week. So he's going to want dough. Substitutes for Palace. I can't believe he hasn't made more subs. 11 minutes to go. Eddie and Nketiah coming off. Arsenal fans singing Eddie, Eddie. You think I'd be singing that song? Mateta, yo, that's a mad... Yo, he's wearing some... I've never, ever seen a player wear a mask like that. I thought he was going to wear, like, the Osimhen mask. No, I see him. Do you know what it is? Like, when I thought about it, I thought... Are we in a position to say we wouldn't take Kevin De Bruyne? Like, he's still that good, but he's so injury prone. I just don't know if he's the same player. I don't know if he's just a name rather than the ability level that we think of him at. I don't know. I want Arsenal to have a team that is quick and can run. And do we want a De Bruyne that's tore his hamstring, that's going to want 300 or 400 grand a week, that feels like he's ingrained in Man City? It's like, okay, it's like when Casemiro went to Man United, right? Casemiro at the time, Champions League winner, huge reputation. Casemiro now looks like a mistake at Man United. Do you know what I mean? Because you've just signed The only difference you could say with De Bruyne is a free agent, where Man United spent like 50 million on Casemiro. But I don't think they'd go for him anyway. Raya watched The Matrix. Cope said De Bruyne is that BMW that needs service every 2 months. Yeah. Lay Palace taking the mick, took Eze and brought on Esse. No, that's crazy. I didn't even realise that, you know. They got a brother called Esse on the bench. They got FA Cup semi-final, so. Man said, what is Mateta wearing? Underwear. I swear down, I've never seen a football mask that looks like that. He's free, you've got Krygard. I get it. I get it. People are sitting there thinking, how are you saying you might not take De Bruyne when you've got Odegaard in the 10? But I want somebody that is on the up. Oh, Saliba, what are you doing? I told you about this guy, Saliba. Mateta has lobbed the keeper with a pair of knickers on his head. It's crossbarring in from 30 yards out. And don't ask me where David Raya is. He's gone camping on the edge of the penalty area. That is Comedy Central at its finest. Honestly, Bernie Mac has said jokes that aren't as good as that. Rest in peace to Bernie Mac. Mateta with a nappy on his head. Look at the state. I told you, man, about Saliba, you know. I swear down, this guy's sleepwalking on the pitch. He's sleepwalking. The guy's so relaxed. Look at the state of this from Saliba. Look at him. Look at Saliba. Here, mate, have that. Here, have it back. Oh, what should I do? Should I give it you back? Oh, no, I didn't realise you was there. By the way, look at Odegaard fall into the floor. Do me a favour. Watch Odegaard. Don't let Odegaard off. Odegaard's goal side of Mateta here. You goal side, mate. Block the shot. Look at... Nah. People... Everybody in the chat. Everyone's going to annihilate. Look at this from Odegaard. Look at that. You Oh, my days. The captain, you know. Are you mad? And where's David Raya? What's he doing? He's playing hide and seek. No. I need answers. I need answers. What on earth are we watching? What is Saliba doing? What a goal, by the way. What a goal. Unbelievable. Lobs him from 30 yards, crossbar and in. Also, look how Odegaard gets brushed to the floor. So weak. And finally, where is Raya? Where is Raya? Honestly, the guy, he's moved like where's Wally today, never mind where's Rail. That goal is crazy. This goal, I'm telling you, they have not managed this game well. This ain't going to help us going into PSG. You're meant to do a professional job on this Palace team and then make changes. Absolute calamity of a goal. Calamity. You defend like this against PSG, mate. We'll be done and dusted if we play like this. I'm hoping it's just a laid-back performance, but that goal is a shambles. Everything about it is like Sunday League. There's 5 minutes to go. Nwaneri's not on the pitch. Again, he ain't getting a run out. You can't blame Raya for that. I'm just asking the question, where is he? That's all I'm asking. I want to know how Martin Odegaard gets brushed to the floor like that and doesn't put his body in front of Mateta and block the shot. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Do you know what I want to say? Now you want to bring Nwaneri on. Oh, there you go, Ethan. Have 4.5 minutes. I've listened to longer songs in my car, my friend. Oh, Odegaard dragged. Take the armband off again, stinker. Crazy work, man. Crazy work. Lewis Skelly off for Tierney. It's Kieran Tierney, lad. It's Kieran Tierney, lad. Crazy, crazy work. Listen, in isolation, you can say, why am I going mad for the game? I'm looking at the thought, but look at that! What are we doing? Now Kivior's gone to pot, slicing the ball. Oh. Go and win me the game, Ethan. How long left? Yeah, 4 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to touch the ball twice then, yeah. Yeah, that'll sort things. Crazy biz. I just can't believe... It's not just conceding goals. The goals we're conceding are wild. Wild. It's Kieran Tierney, lad. It's Kieran Tierney, lad. 4 minutes, you know. Jeez. Anyway, at least we've been entertained. Oh, you're not entertained! 2-2, you know. Desmond. Come on, let's get a late winner. By the way, what did I say? I have to run this back. Run it back, Turbo. About 8 weeks ago on this channel, we were doing a player ratings. I said something ain't right with Saliba. I don't know if this guy's dreaming of Madrid. I don't know what's wrong. But this guy, for about 2 months, every now and then you go, oh, Saliba, what a game he's having. And then he'll go, whoop. Stupid mistake. Man swapped the bozo gene with Gabriel. You ever watch that film back in the day, Face Off? Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. He cuts his face and the man has turned into Gabriel pre-bozo gene, and Gabriel's turned into the beast of a centre-back. What the hell's going on with Saliba? Real Madrid away. Oh, I swear down, I know 420 was the other day, but Saliba's playing like he's high. Like he's Method Man and Redman in How High. Man is sleeping. Man's like, yo, man, yo, I'm such a good football player, man. I'm such a good defender. I'm like the new Ferdinand. Oh, damn, he's nicked the ball off me and scored. What the hell's wrong with this guy, Saliba? I don't know what's going on with this guy. Nah, man, he's winding me up. What a finish by Mateta. I haven't given it the credit. You've come off the pitch. I mean, you've come on the pitch. You're wearing a mask that looks like it probably belongs in the underwear section for the women. And you've lobbed the keeper crossbar and in. He's a proper striker, man. I think that's 15 league goals for the season for Mateta. Saliba generational, he's a walking mistake. MJ, I honestly, I don't know what's going on. The last probably 4 months, 3 months, I don't know where this mistake in Saliba's game has come from. He's an unbelievable player. I'm not going to start saying he ain't a top player. Tierney, what a ball. Martinelli wins. No, it doesn't go out for a corner. I don't know where this mistake has come from in his game. He was the last player that I thought had a mistake in him. His decision-making was unreal. 17 goals from Arteta. Ball whipped in back post. Henderson collects it. We've been poor second half. That ain't a mask, bro. That's lingerie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the guy's wearing. Man's wearing a 2-piece set on his head. I don't know what's going on. No, I'm not going this far. Face. No, calmer. Sometimes emotion kicks in. I'm not buying into that cash in on Saliba. Swap him with Dean Hoyson Sauce. Nah, come on, bro. Relax. I ain't buying some young defender from Bournemouth for Saliba. We can fix that, people. It's just, like when your TV's flickering on and off. You're like, what's going on, man? It's not plugged in properly or something. I ain't letting Saliba go. You're mad. He just needs to fix up quick. Because you do that against PSG, it's problems. Man, Chip Raya from 30 yards with his wife's panties on his face. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Oh, my God. It's blocked. Oh, my days. We scramble it away. We can't be losing. 8 minutes added on. Here's Declan Rice. Arsenal are a strange team, 1 minute you're beating Real Madrid 5-1 on aggregate. You're going, we're unbelievable. Now Palace have got a scrambling. Here we go. Martinelli, lift your head up, bro. What are you doing, you absolute fraud? Oh, and you've injured yourself, or are you just embarrassed that you've kicked the ball like a 4-year-old in nursery? What is that? What a long throw that is. Does he lift his head at any point? Saka's got a tap in, mate. Saka's got a tap in. Oh, no, I'll kick it near post, and then I've got cramp. Look at him. Look at him. Lift your head up. He kicked the ball into the floor. I thought he was trying to do the Mesut Ozil pass. Look at Mateta getting us scrambling. He's got French knickers on his head. Jeez, man. I tell you, Arsenal will never leave us unentertained, people. Real talk. AC Milan beating Inter 3-0 in the Cup semi-final. Reinders. Baller. Here come Palace again. Whipped in back post. Goes all the way across. We are scrambling. We are scrambling, people. 8 minutes added on. A goal here for Palace, by the way, wins Liverpool the title. That's what people have to understand. This is like, there's a lot riding on this from a footballing point of view. If Palace score a winner, Liverpool are Premier League champions. Lawrence, I was asked the question yesterday on AFTV. Havertz or Mateta? I said Mateta all day long. Mustafa, I'm sorry I asked you to apologise to Arteta. Apology accepted. Apology accepted. But just for banter, because it's the community, hold a 3-minute timeout and reflect on your actions. I'll see you in 3 minutes. Anyway, let's carry on. 5.5 minutes to go. Pre-game. Apologise to Arteta. He's proved you wrong. We beat Madrid. Have we won the trophy yet? No. Okay. Well, let's calm down and see what happens. 13 draws this season. I'm telling you. We've had more draws than 420. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know what's going on it. Anyway. Alfred said, I'm convinced Partey took that yellow card on purpose. He wants the club to see our midfield without him in that contract negotiation. Bro, that's a heavy price to pay, man. I'm not sure he's that intelligent and would take a gamble like that. So imagine we get slapped up in the first leg. Yeah, you've got yourself a new contract, but we're out the Champions League. I think that's far-fetched. I hear you. Listen, I think he's proven his worth with his performances anyway, Alfred. Grant said, swear like 90% of these draws have come from a winning position. They do, bro, because we go 1-0 up, 2-0 up, and we sit back. We sit back. Oh, let's defend and protect the lead. And it just doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. Arsenal are so easy to predict. Yeah. Is this the worst title challenge? Well, to be a title challenge, you've actually got a challenge, and I don't think we've even challenged, to be honest. Liverpool have strolled off into the sunset with the Premier League trophy. This ain't no challenge. Have we put Liverpool under pressure? Goal kick. It's been a one-horse. It's like seeing Usain Bolt line up at the 100-meter line and no one's standing next to him, and he wins the race. Like, no one. We've never had Liverpool on the ropes this season. Look how many empty seats there is. 2-2, 4 minutes to go, and you're leaving early. Why? What's the point being at the game and missing the most important part of the game, where there might be a late winning goal? I get it sometimes. Come on, Deckers. Martinelli, please stop running with your head on the floor, bro. There's only so much we can watch. Was over in October, yeah? More draws than Mateta's head. Yo, big up my brother TJ in the chat, man. Big up, bro. Big up to you. Big up my bro Akeem. I don't like Marino not playing. I know Trossard scored. We look well. I said it, bro. Trossard don't link up play. Don't hold the ball up. We are not better with Trossard up front than Marino. Not a chance. I wouldn't be doing that against PSG. Marino's hold-up play and physical presence, and he can win headers. Trossard don't give you no aerial threat. Martinelli clips it in back post. A poor cross. Terrible. We've been awful second half, honestly. Absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. Look at what is Mateta wearing, honestly. You'd think in this day and age they could have made something that... They've given man of the match. That tells you everything. He's been on the pitch about 10... Look at Odegaard on the floor. Look at the state of him. What a finish, by the way. That reminds me of my chip on the intro, Mateta. It really does. Man done a kung fu kick celebration on our corner flag. Everybody was kung fu fighting. I like Mateta, man. He's old school, man. Shirt tucked in, Drogba vibes, man. Our captain's rolling around on the floor. Anyway, Alberto said, I'm peed off, Curtis. That was terrible. It was a calamity, bro. Mohammed, I can tell we're just vibing along, not angry reactions. Just a little bit frustrated. Dinesh, if Arteta does not win the Champions League, does he get sacked? Nope, because he's got that Champions League money. For me, I'd be interviewing other managers. For them, they'll be on holiday celebrating. Zamir, bro, I don't know what happened to Saliba for the last couple of games. He's passing. He's been doing this for weeks, bro, honestly. Not every game, but all that world-class talk has gone to Saliba's head. This is what happens when you overpraise without having won anything. Gabriel better the last 2 seasons. Maybe he's believing his own hype too much. Abdullah, he is ish. You just like him. He always cosses. Who are you talking about? Saliba, I'm assuming. Now, come on. Let's not forget this guy as Premier League Team of the Season, Euros Team of the Tournament, French Team of the Season. The guy's an absolute baller. He's not in good form. See, that ball there from Saka, with no Marino, it's a waste of time. Trossard ain't winning a damn thing in the air. This is where I worry about playing like an Inter Milan, because that cross is going to have no effect. Look, Trossard's going to do it. No chance. I told you that there is the problem with this team. If you low block properly, we are short of options. Full-time whistle goes. 2-2. Liverpool don't win the league. That's our 13th draw of the season. I mean, what, 13 draws? I'm not going to overreact. What do you guys make of that? I don't even know what to make of it. I don't know what we learned from that game, to be honest. I don't know what we learned from that game. I'm not going to overreact. I'm not screaming and shouting. I'm disappointed we've drawn the game. I think there's a few individual performances that you look at and you go, I'm a little bit concerned. I'm looking at how is our midfield going to look with no Thomas Partey if Marino's in midfield and if if Odegaard's playing like that, and Hakeem, my bro, I think you're spot on. People are going to sit there and go, yeah, Trossard scored and he scored at the weekend. But I don't think I think we're a better attack with Merino up front. He links play. It's not just about scoring goals up front. Merino connects people. As I said, we were talking about Firmino the other day. Doesn't necessarily score loads of goals, but he connects the team better. And I still think I'd play Merino up front and change the midfield. What did we learn tonight, people? We learned that Raheem Sterling should not kick a ball for Arsenal ever again. When I say finished, I mean finished. Finito. Career Premier League Arsenal done. Start speaking to clubs. Get your agent on the phone. Lock it off. Yeah? Why is Sterling getting Nwaneri's minutes? We don't need to see that. You're 5 weeks away from leaving the club. We don't want to see Raheem Sterling playing for Arsenal anymore. Respectfully, you've had a great career. Well done. Big up. But he is done and dusted. Done and dusted. Raheem Sterling. Send him back to Chelsea. Let them deal with him. Yeah? Simple as that. Martin Odegaard, good assist from the set piece. The general performance, again, I'm sorry. And if you're a massive Martin Odegaard fan, look away now. Click the X. Press the mute button. You ain't going to like what you're about to hear. What we have done with Martin Odegaard, we've made a side dish the main dish. This guy is not the main man. You don't build your team around Martin Odegaard. He should be an addition to your team. What we've done is we've said, yo, you're the main creative player. You're the captain. We need you to be the leader. He's going, with his actions and his performance, he's basically saying, I can't handle that responsibility. I can't handle it. I'm not built for that, bro. This is the reason Real Madrid said, on your bike, your 8th choice midfielder. Ceballos stays, you go. Because that main man energy, he ain't about that life. People have to remember Odegaard's 26 years of age. 27 this year. He ain't no puppy like, oh, he's only 22, give him time. He needs more time. That's what people might be saying, but he should be doing it now. The guy's nearly 27 years of age. I'm waiting for the peak. Where's the peak? Has he already had the peak? Was the peak 2 years ago? Was the peak 2 years ago? Leahy said to me at the beginning of this stream, and he made a good point, Arsenal can't be afraid of letting players go, even if you're fans of them. Or we can't be afraid of going, you know what, bro? 2 years ago, you was a baller, but right now, you're not at the level we need to be at, so you got to hold bench. Remember when we signed Jesus and Zinchenko? Yo, they transformed us. Left back inverting, Jesus scoring goals, this celebration, we loved them. Within 2 years, we went, them two aren't good enough to start for us. We've moved above that level. We've evolved and they haven't. You know what I'm saying? And I look at Odegaard now and I think, there's no denying you've got talent. But these performances don't warrant you being the captain. Don't warrant you being in this team every week. They don't warrant it. I'm sorry, they don't. We are not a good enough team to carry a player. We're just not. We're not a good enough team to carry a player. And I'm sorry, and I almost feel for him a little bit. It's not a lack of effort, but it's not happening for him. We've just played Real Madrid twice, the team that binned him. You would have thought his motivation would be through the roof. Didn't really turn up in both games. Crystal Palace at home, nothing to play for. Gets an assist from a set piece, well done, but not turning up. Look at Eze's performance tonight in a game that doesn't really mean much for him. Flicking the ball over Declan Rice's head. Outside of the foot passes. A volley from outside the penalty area. Pings it into the floor, post and in. A lot of people don't want to hear this. I said this all the time. On the tour, Martin Odegaard, one of the best players over there to talk to. He gives up time. He'll have a conversation. He cracks jokes. Got a lot of time for him on a personal level. So this doesn't come from any personal vendetta against Martin Odegaard. On the tour, one of the coolest players of all them Arsenal players. But this ain't the nursery, bro. I'm not making milk bottles for people here. This is Arsenal Football Club. We're trying to win a Champions League. I'm not here to go, well, you know, he's had an ankle injury. Wait till next season. Brother, next season, you got a whole bench if you're playing like this, and the armband's got to come off. The armband has to come off because you're meant to lead this team. How can you lead the team when you can't perform yourself? You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. Big up my bro Broads in the chat, man. Long time, my broski. We got PSG next week. I keep telling people, PSG is going to be harder than Real Madrid. It might not look like it on a piece of paper. What? Mbappe, Vinicius, Rodrigo. Them man didn't turn up. Them man don't defend. They're lazy. They're all out attack. They don't defend. We ran all over that Real Madrid team. That's why they couldn't live with us. PSG are not like that. PSG are not like that, bro. Enrique's got them running. Running. So our running alone might not be enough to beat PSG because they run equally as much as we do. So we ran all over Real Madrid. Modric, 39 in midfield, can't move. I've seen the Wenger statue move more than Modric. Their front three don't track back, and both their fullbacks are out injured. We ran all over that Madrid team. It was set up perfectly for us to mash work, and we mashed work. Great performance. This PSG team is different. They got two top quality wingers in Kvara and Doué. Dembele's got 30 goals up front and two fullbacks that are crazy, by the way, in Hakimi and Mendes. You can't play like this. I'm not overreacting, but you can't turn form on and off. What's going on with Saliba? What's Saliba doing? I swear down the guy, like, his mind's switching off. Saliba needs to take a look at himself, bro. Real talk. I told you. They offered me 2 years in a row, club shop, shared season ticket. With the season ticket and your membership, you can get a free name printed on the back of the shirt. I walked out 2 years in a row with no name on the back of the shirt. They're looking at me like, what are you doing? You can have a free name on the shirt. I said, I don't want no name on the shirt. There ain't a player there that I want on the shirt. They need to prove to me that I should be walking around with their name on the back of the shirt. Saliba, my brother. You are a great player. Let's not take anything away from you. Madrid want you. You're in the French team. We love you as a player. The worst thing you can do in anything in life is start believing your own hype. Let other people tell you how great you are. You can know in your head, yo, I'm about that life. But he's playing like he's had Van Dijk's career. You ain't won nothing, bro. Go and look in Van Dijk's trophy cabinet. Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, Club World Cup, Super Cup, another Prem about to go there. When your trophy cabinet looks like that, stroll around that pitch however you want. But when your trophy cabinet ain't got nothing in it, this aura merchant defending, it ain't going to work, bro. It ain't going to work. Stop believing your own hype. Concentrate. You ain't won nothing. You ain't done nothing yet. I love him as a player. Some people in the chat say, no, but no, we ain't getting rid of him. Of course we ain't getting rid of him. We ain't going to replace him with anyone better. And he's not playing next to Gabriel. And I think what people have to understand is that Gabriel is the leader of those two. Gabriel is the aggressive centre-back and the leader. He's the one that talks to Saliba. He's the one that goes and bullies the strong centre-back. Saliba gets on the cover. Now with Kivior, Saliba's got to try and be a leader because Kivior's a quiet person. So Saliba's got more responsibility on his shoulders. Maybe Saliba is not dealing with that responsibility well. Made a mistake at Madrid and made a mistake today. We love Saliba. We're not overreacting. We're not saying get rid of him. He's not good enough. The guy's a great player. But do not start getting ahead of yourself before you've actually achieved anything. We've seen top players fall down the ladder quickly. So, yeah, He can't afford to keep doing that. You got away with that at Madrid because we'd scored loads of goals. You ain't going to get away with that against PSG in the first leg. Raya today, all over the place. Honestly, it's like he had his gloves on the wrong hand. He couldn't catch. He was catching, but he was trying to catch the ball like that. His hands were crossing. Usually it's Stella or Trossard. Today it was Raya and Nephews. I don't know what that guy was doing. We'll let it slide because he's had a good season. Martinelli today, awful in my opinion. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but that time where he could have crossed it to Saka and he's running like this. I'm like, brother, lift up your damn head and look across the pitch. Saka's got a tap in at the back post. Peru Nelly at times. Trossard scored, but again, as my bro Akeem said, for me, I prefer Marino up top. I don't care if he scored today. I wouldn't start him against PSG. I just wouldn't. I don't think his hold-up play is good enough. I don't think his link-up play is good enough. I think unless you get a clear chance and get the ball into his feet quickly, I don't think he's as good as Marino up top. I think Marino improves Martinelli and Saka. I don't think Trossard improves our two wingers. But he's obviously going to go with Marino in midfield and Trossard up front. But we'll see. Listen, I don't want to overreact. I'm just disappointed with the way we conceded both of them goals. And you can't do that against PSG. Industry said just lost 14K because of the club. How? What happened? What happened? How did you lose that? Zinni in midfield, Marino up front. You're speaking my language, bro. That's what I would be doing. For this game, move Rice to the 6 to protect. Put Zinni in the left 8. And, I mean, Odegaard, I'm almost getting bored of talking about him, but I'm sorry. You can't keep making excuses for these performances. Conrad said, what if Spurs or United win Europa and we don't win the Champions League? P45. Simple. Sam Bond, 34 games played, 13 draws. That's 38% draw ratio. It's disgusting. Champions League or bust. 5 years, no trophy. That can't happen at a club that has spent 700 million in the space of a few. 13 draws. We're going to draw more as well, by the way. We're going to draw more games. Are you going to be a good boy and give us a guard of honor? Yo, relax, man. I ain't giving no one no guard of honor. Let them players do it. Words of advice for Ray. I don't want you alongside Saliba offering an option. I don't want you up on the halfway line. I don't know what's wrong with Ray the last few weeks. It's like he's a frustrated outfield player. Brio said, if you've seen 13 draws, you should be married. I'm sorry. Oh, yo. Bro. I'm telling you, man, what's going on here? Abdullah, buy a centre-back this summer, start benching him. I'm not quite there, Abdullah. I know we're annoyed. You tell me one centre-back realistically we can buy that's better than Saliba. Stay calm. And this is me. I go wild a lot of the time. I'm not calling for Saliba to be replaced. I'm not calling for him to go. I'm calling for him to fix up. Madrid don't want this type of player overrated. No, I think they do want him. I think they do. I just think they want him on a free. I thought Rice and Partey were good. Second half, we didn't get on the ball enough. We're a bit shaky in defence in general, the two centre-backs. A lot of scrambles. Listen, overall, in terms of the Premier League, Liverpool win the league this weekend. If they beat Tottenham, which I would imagine they will beat Tottenham. But what a pathetic title race, to be honest. What a pathetic title race. You know, when you look at this, right? Let's show the Premier League table before I begin to round up. When you look at this, I'm now doing some maths. Let me show you guys the Premier League table now. When I look at this Premier League table now, would you accept 60 million for Odegaard? I think I would, honestly. When you look at this Premier League table now, we've got 4 games left, right? We're on 67 points. 13 draws is disgraceful. If we win all 4 games, which we ain't winning all 4 games, we've still got Liverpool away, Newcastle at home. If we win all 4 games, we get 79 points. Last season in the Premier League, what did we get? 89? We're having at least a 10-point drop-off from last season. at least. And I think we're going to drop more points. So this could turn into 12, 13, 14, 15-point drop-off in one season. I'm sorry, but that is not good enough, man. Man City have scored more goals than us this season. It's just... What Arteta's doing, right? What I think he's doing wrong at the moment. These draws are going to make it that if we don't win the Champions League, we'll all come away from the Champions League and go... Because at the moment, we're all in this bubble of like, oh my God, I love this. Champions League, we could win it if we get to the final. If we come out of that Champions League to PSG, all of a sudden, we're going to go, actually, now we're out of that bubble of Champions League hype, and we look at that Premier League season, we're going to go, hang on a minute. We've drawn 13 games. We're closer to Chelsea and Aston Villa in terms of points than we are to Liverpool. We might be second, but we are closer to Villa in 7th. We're 10 points clear of Villa. We're 12 points behind Liverpool. Liverpool have a game in hand. They win that game in hand, they're 15 points clear of us. That is not a title race. You're nowhere near them. All of a sudden, you sit there and go, okay, we had a good Champions League run, but Newcastle bopped us in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. Again, every time we play Eddie Howe, we get bopped. We got knocked out by Man United with a bunch of kids on the pitch. They were down to 10 men in the FA Cup. And in the Premier League, we could be 15 points behind Liverpool by this weekend on the same games. Now, what the hell is that? Where do you go from there? That is regression. So for me, not only as a club do we need to win the Champions League for obvious reasons, but I feel like Arteta's backed himself into a corner where you've almost got to win the Champions League to rescue anything out of this season. Rob's, you're right, actually. Liverpool only need a point to win the title because we can only now get to 79 points. If they draw, they're on 80 points, so they don't even have to win. So I really hope, for everybody's sake, we somehow win that Champions League because there's problems that need fixing. And I think this summer, Arsenal are going to need a rebuild. I'm not talking about 1 or 2 new players to fix the team. I think Arsenal needs 6 or 7 signings in the summer. And you shouldn't be saying that in phase 5 of the process and all that. Because I think we need another centre-back to put pressure on these guys. We're going to need another goalkeeper when Neto goes. So that's 2. We may need another left-back if Tierney and Zinchenko go to compete. He could go Lewis Skelly and Calafiori, but I don't rate Calafiori at left-back. He might be good at centre-back. We need at least 1 midfielder, 2 if Partey goes, but definitely 1. We need an attacking midfielder because there's no way on earth that Odegaard should be getting a free run at this, the way he's playing. So that's 5. We need a left winger. We all know that. And we need a striker. That's 7 players. That's a rebuild. And you're spot on, Melbourne, that is because we messed up this season. We didn't do the right business in the summer. So we should be going into this summer saying we need 3 players. But instead, we need 7. And that means Berta's got a full summer of work to do, which is crazy. Listen, I think we know where we're at this season. It's not the time to be ranting, raving, shouting, screaming. We know what this season is. The Premier League's been done for a long time for Arsenal. It's just a shame that I don't like the way we're drawing games and struggling to beat teams in the bottom half of the table. And I don't like this mindset of the team of like, oh, it's only a Premier League game. I'm just going to go through the motions. We'll drop points. And then we're going to turn up in the Champions League and just try and be amazing. That's not easy to do. That's very difficult, trust me, to just turn it on and go, right, Tuesday night, PSG, we're going to like world beaters again. That's difficult. But anyway, we know what this season is. It's all about the Champions League. Nothing else can save this season. Inter Milan lost 3-0 tonight to AC Milan in the Cup semi-final, which I think is good because, you know, you want them to You want them to be lower on confidence if we do get them. I did say I thought Barcelona would beat them, but if no Lewandowski, maybe not. But what I'm saying is the Champions League is winnable. I know a lot of people rate this Inter Milan team very high, but they are beatable. And Barcelona are brilliant going forward, but defensively they're there. But the way we played tonight, what worries me about Tuesday is having no Thomas Partey. I've just got this feeling that our midfield isn't going to look right because he's going to drop Marino into midfield and put Trossard up front, and I just wouldn't do that. I just would not do that. I think Marino's a better midfielder, a better striker, than Trossard. Trossard, if you look at his all-round game, he nicks goals, but the wingers play worse. I don't think his link-up play and hold-up play is good enough. So, I don't know. Apparently, their team was Inter Milan's team. Why would Inter heavily rotate for a semi-final? Somebody just said Inter's team was heavily rotated. Let's have a look. So Sommer wasn't in goal. They changed the keeper. Bisek, De Vrij and Bastoni at centre-back. I think usually Bisek doesn't always start. Darmian, Barella, Mkhitaryan, DeMarco, and a guy called Kristen. I mean, Barella, Darmian, Mkhitaryan, DeMarco play. Taremi and Martinez. Taremi's playing because Thuram's out, so I don't actually think they're that rotated. Maybe the keeper, one of the defenders, and one of the midfielders. Curtis, it's been a minute since I caught a live stream. If Arteta doesn't win the Champions League, he should be sacked. Ancelotti is right there. He's not an owner's muppet. Big up, Raekwon. You know my thoughts, people. It's Champions League or on your bike. Get out of here. Adebayo said, we are only 6 points behind City, or in front of City, yeah. And they've had an awful season. Gibbs, when I always come to the channel, I would say, Mateta, it started as a big joke. Now I mean it. I'm serious. He's good. Mateta should be at one of the big six next season, 100%. Big C, we are in phase 1 of Bertie's rebuild. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Who would I make man of the match? Trossard scored, was okay. Martinelli poor. Sterling non-existent. Odegaard poor. I thought Rice and Partey played well. Saliba, no. Kivior did okay. Scrambled a bit, but Skelly and Timber solid. Raya was drunk. I go Partey. Go Partey or Kivior or Rice. They were the 3 best players for me. Nwaneri got 4 minutes. Why is Sterling getting Nwaneri minutes? Anyway, listen, Champions League. We win on Tuesday. Who cares about Palace? That's the way I want us all to deal with it. But listen, we'll have a show tomorrow and we'll break it down. And the show will be at about 3:30, 4 o'clock tomorrow. I'm on AFTV around 1 doing Supporters Club. The show will be about 3, 4 o'clock tomorrow. Keep your notification bells on. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Big up to everyone for tuning in. Great numbers. We had over 5,000 of you in at one stage. Still nearly 4,000 locked in now. Saliba needs to be called out. 2 big mistakes, bro. Rewind 10 minutes. I've called him out. No worries about that. None of these players do I cap for these players, that's for sure. People, thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate your support as always. And I will see you all tomorrow, people. Bless.